Hello and welcome everybody, I am your humble host Gavin the Kitty, and today we are playing two crazy, strange games. Let me just go ahead and unmute here, and I've brought Casey with me.
Hey everyone, sorry about that.
So, boy, before we get started today, I would like to mention a few things. One, this game is no longer offered by Capcom. It was free. It was released in 2012. It had an update in 2013. And it hasn't been touched since. Right now, this game is in a state where it could possibly be lost forever. So please back up your saves, back up your game, upload it to different file sharing websites, because this game is really hard to get your hands on. Another thing is, despite me running a modern machine with modern hardware, with, you know, all the fancy bells and whistles of a PS5, I also had to turn on hardware acceleration upon boot up for specifically gaming. So this game does not run very well. It was one of those shocker moments like, this didn't used to need this, but now it does. With all that being said, hello Wolfinator, hello Spaceboy Hunt, and hello Karmic. How is everybody doing today as we get started here? Casey, how are you doing today? Minus the whole works thing.
I'm doing quite fine. Oh, it's this thing. Oh yeah, now I remember you talking about this.
Yeah, I did not know that it was going to run at slow-mo. It didn't used to. I promise you it didn't used to. I have an old playthrough on the channel that proves it didn't used to.
You also played it in front of me.
Yep. I think it was slow there, too. Luckily, we got it mostly at full speed, except for some frame skips. There really aren't very many options in the folder itself. Ooh. Well, I hope you enjoy that, Spaceboy, because we walked away from that movie with a lot of, like, positive feelings on that. So this game came out after Mega Man 10. It didn't come to consoles. It is a fan game. Capcom essentially didn't know what to do with the Blue Bomber for his 25th anniversary, and they had all this stuff planned for Street Fighter. And then Capcom heard about a fancy little project that was in a little bit of trouble called Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. It was a fan game, and Capcom said, let's fund it. Let's publish it. We'll get this released on PC. And they did, and they released it for free, and then they updated it, and it was a really, really good title. Minus a few things here or there. However, I always wanted this thing on console, because right now, it doesn't really work with many controllers unless you're Xbox One, unless you're an Xbox controller. Even PC controllers like this fancy GameCube one I'm using today is not compatible. You have to have at least 4 buttons on your face or else it won't work either. So, most of my PC controllers aren't really functionable for it. The story here, though, is basically Mega Man had stopped Dr. Wily and the Robo-Enza virus. However, a new threat could come at any time. So, in preparation, Mega Man is training with the World Warriors in order to strengthen himself and see what shady business the evil Shadowloo is getting up to. But these are mostly a training exercise. These are mostly training droids. And that's how I like to explain this game, because it's a nice training exercise. This game's also brutally tough, and it's gonna take a lot for me to talk about. The other game today is also pretty hard, but it's got some different physics, different graphics, and feels all around different. Let me make sure the audio levels are balanced here, because I'm gonna leave some talking bits for Casey. I'm gonna have her ask some questions and stuff, because today is gonna be a longin'. Well, not long, but like it day. Yeah, it's one of those it day sort of days.
Just like yesterday.
It day. Like, these aren't long games, but they're not the best designed games either. Like, the first one has fewer stages than Mega Man 1. And then this one is about as long as Mega Man 2. Give or take a little bit, because we've got the charge shot and slide, so... Was there any secret at the credits? Yes, there was. There was 2 of them. One mid-credit, and then one after the credits. Since they're talking about the Mario movie over there.
Yep.
I guess, I mean, that could be a...
Please tell you?
What?
They said, please tell me.
I said I did. There was one mid-credit, and then there was one post-credit. So on...
They want to know more information.
If they want to know more, we have definitely... We have a full video covering all of our thoughts on the movie. And it covers a lot of the spoilery stuff, and we make sure to give a good spoiler warning. We're not going to talk too much about the Mario movie here, just because I want to avoid spoilers for new people who haven't seen it yet. So, as you notice, we've got a second meter next to the bosses. That is their super meter. When it is full, it zooms in on the boss, and they do a special attack. Blanca here has a very useful weapon. Yes, we do. We discussed it just a little bit. I don't give too many thoughts, but... Blanca here is absolutely going wild. And it's kind of hard to get around him. There's gonna be a bit of input delay with this. I have at least 3 bosses here, which I like to start with. Blanca's one because Blanca has the watermelon ability, which allows us to essentially have a Super Ball for Mega Man 8. And I mean, it acts exactly the same.
Yes, Space Boy, we do talk about it in the video.
-1 concurrent viewer. What? What does that even mean?
Doing it again?
What does that even mean? Yeah, I have no idea. How do you have -1, YouTube? How do you have -1?
Twitch has done it worse to me.
-4?
No, it's given me it maxed out the number count to where the coloring from the border cut it off.
So here we've got Dan. He is going to teach us how all the weapons work. Kind of give Mega Man a little chance to mess around with the weapons. I believe that might have been what kind of inspired the idea to mess around with the power and speed gears and weapons in Mega Man 11. I could be incorrect, though. So now that we have kind of a higher jump, we're going to go after, let's go after, I don't know, let's go after Rolento. So I'm going to try to show off a secret here. I believe if I hit A and B on the select screen, oh, never mind. So there are 3 secrets in this game. There's a code you can put in the title screen that'll allow you to do the Hadouken with the Hadouken motion on the D-pad and the shoot button. There is also another code which plays Guile's theme in any of these stages. I won't be showing that off because that requires me to pause the game and then input a code. And the last code is playing with Mega Man without his helmet. And the way that works is you just hold down a button when you start a stage. It is just cosmetic, though. I don't think it does the double damage thing that it did in 9 and 10. Alright. 4 viewers for you. I'm seeing 1 for me. This is weird. So
It is weird.
we've got some fun enemies here. Stuff like these tiny little mine versions of the gabules. Except for they can sit on top of enemies now. And that way when the enemy is completely destroyed, they've got nothing else to stand on. This is based on the Street Fighter Alpha stage. I didn't get into the real design here. Blanca's was his stage from Street Fighter 2, and also the one that he has in Street Fighter 6. Which is the up-and-coming title, which I'm incredibly happy and hyped for. That game looks so good. And
I'm hyped for it too.
It's gonna be fun. That's for sure. We're gonna have tournaments around my house. I'm sure of it. I think the only one that won't want to join is Brent, and even then, I think he might join. You know.
Karmic's gonna get angry because I'm gonna beat him with Chun-Li.
Do it. Oh, boy.
I still find that funny that was like my first time playing the game though.
But I'd love to see this get a port over to PC, over to more than just PC. So here's his stage in Street Fighter Alpha / Street Fighter 4. There's the background for it, and then we're rising higher. Rolento is a character from the Final Fight series of games. So if you've never heard of him, don't fret. He is from Street Fighter Alpha as well as Final Fight. He also made an appearance in Street Fighter 4, which was the newest Street Fighter as the release of this game. So we're going to see a lot of references to it. I'm not a big fan of 4, but it was something that was really good for the fighting game series, so. Alright, let's go ahead and switch over to Melon. It's kind of doing some damage. I'm not getting off a kick, though, which is weird. I've been hitting the button. I'm gonna have to fiddle with the weapon. Oh, it's up. Of course. It's up and shoot to do that. Little funky. Okay, that doesn't do much damage at all. But how is the chat doing? What does the chat think of this game? Is chat gonna give this a shot?
I'd definitely like to give this a shot. This would be a neat challenge for myself.
I would like to see you give it a shot. I'm just not sure if your PC can handle it, so, I mean, give it a shot on this one, so.
Yay, 1 frame a second.
Well, I mean, this was built to run on Windows 10, 8, and 7 machines, and you've got Windows 11, so. Oh, dang it, I'm 2 hits away. All the bosses here aren't too bad, it's just a matter of getting the weakness order down, because since these are the World Warriors and not really anything different, it's kind of tough for me to be like, yes, we're gonna want it. I see that you're lurking.
Dog says, oh.
I see him. He be lurking. Welcome. Sorry for interrupting you, Casey.
You're completely fine. It's Relento, right?
Rolento, yes.
Relento?
Rolento. There is one secret here that I don't think I'm going to be able to show off, which is getting a perfect on the boss. You get a very flashy screen for getting a perfect.
My dude looks awesome.
I hope everybody likes the thumbnail for today, because that took me like 2 hours of coloring last night, on top of the already 2 hours it took for me to sketch that out.
I like Dan's goofy smile, it's so funny.
Oh yeah, he's just happy to be there.
He's like, I've always wanted to meet you!
He's so hyped. He's absolutely way too hyped for this. We're gonna go into Chun-Li with a grenade, so. Because we've got the grenade from Rolento. Like I said, this game is fairly short, so once we're done with the 8 bosses, we're basically halfway through the game. But all of these stages take place across the entire world, so we're gonna see different cultures represented, even if Zeke says melon gun. I'm gonna hope that Telegram holds out for that for your sake, bud. But you really should create a YouTube account just so you have a chance to subscribe and chat in the actual chat window. Oh, there's a lot.
Yeah, and plus you can hang out with all of us.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a Discord, so either way.
This is the cutest stage I've ever seen.
I know,
It
it's
makes me happy inside.
It's great. You know what's even better? These are all official Capcom remixes as of the release of this game. So we have Mega Man versions.
Cool.
We have Samurai Joe's. I don't care if it's a fan game. I count this as my. This is my favorite.
I thought it was canon.
This is canon, but some people like to argue with me when it comes to that. I'm like, but Capcom licensed it and published it and gave them the go-ahead and even hosted the download link for like 4 to 5 years. If that's not like, yeah, it doesn't fit into their modern MO of what a Mega Man game is. Absolutely not. That's Mega Man 11. But like, oh yeah. Chun-Li is Chinese.
These Samurai Joes are crazy.
Oh yeah. Stage design, I think it could be a little longer, but I like the stages. Space Boy Hun Chun-Li is Chinese. She is a Chinese agent, working for, oh shoot, what is it? I believe she works for, it's not Shadowloo, because they're the bad guys.
I got it.
I think it's Interpol.
She does work for Interpol, but I'm gonna double check.
She also is a reporter in the Mega Man universe, as seen in Mega Man 9. I think it was just a fill-in job, though. I'm actually having a lot.
She is an Interpol officer. She uses Chinese Kempo for her fighting.
I wonder if she ever worked with Zenigata. He's an Interpol agent.
You know what?
Ah.
Go ahead. Yeah, I could see it.
I love this screen. We have the continue and it counts down. If you don't hit start, by the way, it does boot you back to the title screen.
Mega Man looked like he was withering. Did you see that?
A little bit. If you could look up the weakness order, I'm gonna go after Urin, because I don't like to say that. Hello, Zenny. Can't hear you because I'm in the library, but I'm here to support Gavin. You, Gavin? Oh, well, thank you.
I thought it was Rain. Like you, Rain.
I don't know. How do they pronounce... if you want to look up how they pronounce it, that'd be great.
I think it's Rain, but I could be wrong. No, Rain is E-I-N, but still. Is there somebody else in here?
I think it's just me and you, but we could double check. Nope, just me and you.
Okay, I thought I heard somebody breathing.
Space Boy Hun is saying Battle Scars on Mega Man. Yeah, that is from our next game, actually. That is a redraw of some sprite work that's in the next game, Challenger from the Future. I really liked their art there, and I wanted to mimic their style, and I went for it, and it worked. It just took me 4 hours of work across 2 days, so...
It's Urayan.
That's
how it's pronounced.
That is certainly something. I like some of these stage hazards, even if some of these levels are a little short.
Hold on, no, it's pronounced like my name. It's pronounced like my true name, so it's Urien.
Oh, Urien. Okay. I will count it. I like this. So here's a new gimmick for Mega Man. Ladders, except you can move left and right and up and down and all around.
We don't get that anymore.
We've never gotten it since, and that is A-okay. But this is a neat reference to Vega, because he uses the claw climb in the background of his stage. And I believe Urian. I'm gonna mess it up every time. I'm sorry.
No, you said it right.
I hope so. So here's the watermelon. You can bounce on it. Gives you a little bit higher height than Rush Coil, I believe. We're gonna try to save some weapon energy for the boss, but this is certainly... this is one of those games where I've heard some people complain about difficulty, other people be like, it's fine, and I'm over here like, it's okay. Not my first pick for newcomers, but certainly not a bad choice. We've got the Mega Man 4 style charge shot, we've got the slide.
Ooh. So it has multiple pronunciations, but the most common is Urian.
This gets weirder every time we look this up.
No, it's in the same thing. I'm just double checking that we got it right.
What if we just call him Piss Boy?
No! It's a water stain on a towel from an ice pack and I didn't pee on it. I do the voice, but I don't want to destroy the chat's ears.
Cuddly Khan says Kurian. If you want to read chat, I did miss a whole bunch.
Imagine Mega Man before a war and after a war.
Oh,
For me, those letters run.
We'll get to it. We will get to it.
And they said those remind them of the fence walls in Mario World. I was gonna say Mario World climbing physics.
Tomorrow.
Oh, styled. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he styled on me. Absolutely. I am. This is how I play Mega Man games, by the way. If you're wondering, when I'm not well practiced and well versed, this is how I play. I'm not super good at every Mega Man game right off the bat. He likes to put up a shield. Just lob something over it. Wait it out. We don't have the tap L and R at the same time to go back to the Buster here, which is a shame. Ah, dang it. I'm getting close. These two games I knew were going to be a little bit of a struggle, so... I just hope that I can do Aircon Man's stage in one go.
So the recommended order is Ryu, Chun-Li, Sea Viper, I believe that's Dhalsim, Blanca, Rose, Rolento, and then Urian.
Oh, so this is meant to be like the last guy.
Yeah.
Then I chose just Peachy. Who did you say comes after Rolento?
After Rolento is Urian.
Oh, so...
Ryu was supposed to be the first one you go for because he's weak to the Mega Buster.
I don't know, I did perfectly fine here, even with his weakness, but I didn't realize it was his weakness.
What?
I didn't do too bad.
You're good.
There is a secret fight in this game against Akuma if you can perfect all 4 of the Shadow Lu bosses. Well, here we got a Reflect. Dan uses his super of a really slow Hadoken. Mega Man has to re-up it because his Hadoken's so slow.
Hadouken!
Hadouken! I love Street Fighter. I'm so looking forward to 6.
Oh my gosh! Look, I don't play Street Fighter much, but even you know that I'm hyped for it.
It looks good, plays well. It'll be fun. But how's everybody in chat doing so far? I hope they're doing well.
Yeah, how's everyone in chat?
All right, now here was my test stage. The reason I don't. Oh, what's up?
No, go for it.
I don't remember what my thought was, so you go first.
I was gonna say Fluffy Zenny's sentence strikes me as peculiar. Because they say they can't hear you because they're in a library.
Well, if they're in a library, they should probably get some headphones.
Plus, they would be very silent.
Yeah, because I don't think YouTube allows for closed captionings on streams. All that auto-generated stuff is afterwards. I'm gonna go down the main path just to show you guys, because they're gonna link up almost instantly. I like these little guys. They're kind of like Joes, but not really. Of course, then we have the Samurai Joe, so... But
they're Joes, but more annoying.
They're Joes, but they're tricky. We've got the Chanky Fires coming up from the pit, but not going all the way. All of the Japanese text in the background does relate to something from Street Fighter 4. You can look them up. 4 was definitely the style they were going for with this game, which I totally get. Like, 4 was the thing that brought back the modern fighting game, even if 5 was a little rough around the edges.
I was about to say, all these characters are in the main roster for 4.
Yep. Well, 4 has a huge roster for its main roster.
Oh, you're right. It does. It does have a huge roster.
Because they threw everybody they could at that game.
This was the game that was everybody is here.
Everybody is here. We are back. Street Fighter is back. Come fight me. That is like the...
And then 6 came out, and we were all crying.
Well, 5 came out, and everybody was like, this is just 4? Oh, come on now. I gotta get used to the timing of the Mega Ball again.
Space Boy says, I believe it says Hadoken.
It's Hadoken. You're close on the spelling there. Hadoken.
They misspelled it with a U instead of an O.
Yep. Close.
Also, I think I pronounce it a little off because I say Hadoken instead of Hadoken.
It's Hadoken. Dang it.
Okay.
I was at the boss store, and I died. We're gonna retry that.
Ooh.
It's okay, we got an extra E-Tank. It's all good.
Panic. Panic.
So this is the only fan game that we're gonna be playing in the main run, because it's the only officially licensed Mega Man fan game. Technically, that's not true, but we'll get to that.
Hadouken. It's spelled with an O, not a U. Hoboken? I don't want to go to New Jersey.
Well, Liam, I believe Hoboken is actually something that Dan says once. So, too bad, we're going to Jersey. Oh, how's everybody holding up?
I'm holding up quite fine. I'm actually really enjoying this because this is like a breath of fresh air. You know what this reminds me of? This gives me major MM6 vibes.
I know, it's just got that same nice feel. You've got a charge shot. I like that you got the 4 charge shot. We get to see this used a little bit more in some different utilities.
I really like 4's charge shot. Because, you know, I'm biased with 4.
Because it looks cool?
It looks awesome. The spiral just looks amazing.
This game was initially not bashed for its differences, but it certainly didn't feel up to the quality standards of most fan games at that time, because we had had things like Mega Man Unlimited and Super... I believe it was... We also had Super Fighting Robot, which was another really cool fan game. But there was just so many fan games out around this time that when this game came out and dropped, it felt a little bit like Capcom wasn't sure what to do. And it was clear from the outset, Capcom didn't know what to do with Mega Man anymore. And this was where the whole thing of, well, fans treat Mega Man better than Capcom does. But I gotta say, Capcom's doing a fine job. Even if there was that one guy on Twitter roasting me for being hyped for Battle Network.
Oh my gosh, that man needs to be quiet. That
So,
person.
well,
Excuse me, we don't assume genders here.
so the game already had an token. I like that. Yeah, no, I had checked. So I was looking at reviews of the game. They didn't do any new translations for Battle Network 4, so stuff like Legs Go Lan is still in the game, which is a little bit of a shame.
The polite young man she was.
That's still there.
Yes!
They kept all of the typos, all of the mistranslations, and I knew some people were going to be happy about it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's just that some fans are ripping the game apart because of it. Because they're trying...
Well, that's the charm.
I know that's the charm. Oh no, whatever shall we? Stand behind the shield. So this is what we're doing, is we're sending the Hadoken back at them.
Hadouken.
Come on, send it. I thought I had at least one more hit with that. Oh boy.
I'm also behind.
It's okay. Weapons refill after death, so you get a fair fight.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
This is Mega Man.
I know. It's unlike every other Mega Man game where it's always, well... There we go, we hit him with the super. That is my favorite thing to do right there. Hey, he knocked himself out. I can't...
Why did they explode, though? That's my big question.
Oh, it's all just a training exercise, and Ryu is fine.
He's fine.
The Mega Buster was weakened for this fight. For this entire game.
Okay, it's Hadoken.
Hado Ken. Hado is because it's the Satsui no Hado is his power, and then Ken, which is like ball. Ryu
So
is
are you
fun.
telling me his best friend's name is Ball?
Well, no, like I mean, like ball of fire is like what that means, but okay.
Oh, that song by Jerry Ray Lewis. I think I screwed up his name.
Anyways, I got no opinion. No idea what's going on anymore.
That musical reference.
Back
Sorry.
to no, you're fine. Back to your regularly scheduled Chun-Li's adventure.
Chun-Li's adventure for the NES.
Clearly. I mean, we could talk about Street Fighter 2010, how I want to cover that game. Believe it or not, I am one of the few people who was like, yes, let's play this obscure Street Fighter game that people have heard of because of the Angry Video Game Nerd. Like, not the best idea. Not the dumbest idea I've ever had, but not the best idea.
Spaceboy put something really hilarious in chat, and I'm making a meme out of it now.
Go for it.
They put, Ryu is fine. He exploded.
So with the Hadoken, we can actually charge it up and get a faster fireball. I like that we have the Capcom water tower in the background there. I think that's a little funny as a reference. Alright, slide under that. I think Chun-Li's fight is really fun, even without the Hadoken weapon. This game, like, if you thought the repetitiveness was getting a bit much, this game definitely helps to fix that with its charm. Liam says, yeah, but splash damage is the real danger. Oh boy.
I found something much more dangerous than that.
Is it Ryu exploding?
No, it's Cosmo, being savage.
Alright, I need to see here. Melon gun. I still like that we got melon gun. Alright.
Gun.
Melon gun. So, I think we have everything it needs to beat Dhalsim, but I'm gonna double check with you. Because we're down to the 3 fights that are very difficult for me in general. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. Sorry, there's a group that is... They like to bother me, and sometimes. I'm assuming we've got... I'm assuming it's either Dhalsim or something. I hope the chat's enjoying this, though. This is definitely very different from all of the other Mega Man games. Is Dhalsim's neck broken?
It is.
Oh, it is Dhalsim. Sweet. And no, his neck is not broken. I like to use that it is. Read the chat. It says, is Dhalsim's neck broken? And then you just go, it is. Here we have a Snake Man reference with the music. And a fun little secret.
You're going the wrong way.
I know. There's a little arrow, but I wanted to show it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we are in Dhalsim's temple. Dhalsim is a yoga master. He can twist and bend his body in any way he wants. We've got this new variation of Suzy here, which does this weird spinning technique.
That is a really cool Suzy.
It is. Dhalsim's whole stage here is meant to be a stage, and we've got the Snake Man riff on it, and it's cool. Because Dhalsim's track you wouldn't think would fit with Snake Man's theme. But it fits. Like, it fits a little too well. From Chun-Li, we've got her Thunder Thigh Kick. It's not what it's called, but it's what I like to call it, because everybody knows about Chun-Li.
Thunder Thigh Kick.
Lightning Kick, but I like to call it the Thunder Thigh Kick. It's fun to say!
Stop objectifying Thunder. I knew that was gonna get you. I don't know why, but I knew.
Because it was just
everyone would have been.
Because yeah, I've heard things before from like that, and I'm just like, oh okay. Like I get it, I understand. It was.
But I wanted to twist the joke.
The twist, it funny. But yeah, this whole stage is definitely a maze. And kind of tough for me to play through. Like I said, this one's tough. Even without the input lag. I was going to use an Xbox controller, but I figured out what was wrong with my Xbox controller.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, the USB-C port on the top of the controller is busted.
Dang.
So, I'm kind of stuck using it wirelessly. What was that game?
I saw it too. What the hell?
I am putting the blame on this tiny
Use my
D-pad.
language.
I'm putting the blame on the D-pad today. I'm using a really weird controller because I have to, and I don't like using the GameCube controller. I think it is kind of the worst platforming I hope you saw that, Casey, because that was just the perfect amount of no. I don't want you going up that ladder.
Yeah, I saw it. Oh my gosh, you got stuck there for like 15 seconds.
Yep, I'm just having a wait. Dark Mega Man X85, welcome. You are just in time to see us try to beat Dhalsim again. We are all in high spirits as we eagerly await the playthrough of the Battle Network collection. Everybody be hype. Just gonna skip a couple rooms. See what's up here. Oh, Space Boy, you're making us laugh. You're not making anybody cringe.
Who said you were cringe? Who said you were making us cringe?
This is a cringe
You're
free.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, no, you're good. I like to. Okay, so I have this thing where if somebody is being a little cringy, as long as it's not overly offensive, I will happily take that over, you know, somebody attempting to be rude. But if they're just having fun, like, I'm not gonna care. Sylveon Chan says Borger. Hello, welcome.
Burger. I like burgers.
I like burgers. I might make burgers tonight.
Really?
Yeah, we have burger meat, so we might as well. It's veggie burger meat, but...
Chat, I'm so happy.
Casey likes when I make burgers. Doesn't matter whether they're veggie or not. She likes them.
Plus, you know I'm not picky. What do you mean whether they're veggie or not? I love vegetables.
So once
Wait, this isn't Wendy's.
so once these orbs start, once they start spawn on screen, you kind of have to take care of them, or else they'll stay there, because the enemy doesn't despawn. The bullet doesn't despawn with the enemy. We also got Borger with a little sticker from Neos on the Telegram. Never trust a fan game? Well, this one's officially licensed, so... Well, okay. ROM hack, sure. Fan game? I could trust it a little bit. I could trust a fan game a little further than I could throw it. Now, on the, but on the topic of, ROM hacks... Oh, no. Those things scare me. Alright, just gonna go.
Okay, not all ROM hacks or fan games are bad.
Absolutely not. I love most Mega Man. Most Mega Man fan games are up to a very high quality.
Yeah. Even if they're the older ones, like, what was that one you showed me that was really good?
Okay, Sylveon Chan brings up Mega Mari. I wouldn't touch that game with a 10-foot pole. Sorry.
Okay, listen.
You're
just because one is bad doesn't mean they're all bad.
No.
How dare you bring that name in here?
Yeah, that's a Toho game. That's a Toho fan game that plays like Mega Man. It's not a Mega Man fan game. I'm talking stuff like Mega Man Unlimited, where it trusts the player's time. Super Fighting Robot with all of its really cool extras and bonus features.
Make a good Mega Man level.
Make a good Mega Man levels 1 through 3, as well as 48-hour and 28-hour. 24.
Zero.
Yeah, and 0. We've also got cool stuff like Battle Network Chrono X, and, you know, this.
Mega Arena.
Yeah, that too.
Oh my gosh, we had such a fun time playing that, chat.
Oh man, we're playing it on channel. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm gonna be trying to. It'll be a little while before we get to it, because I don't want to burn us out of classic.
You know what? That's fair. I think we could do it after X, but I don't know. That's all your decision, bud.
We can bounce back to it. Alright, and now we've got Dulcim, which we will use Chun-Li's Thunder Kick to go after. This doesn't seem to do too much more damage. Are you sure this was the next one?
Huh?
Are you sure Dulcim was the next one?
I'm gonna check just again.
Let's go to Sea Viper so we can get a change of pace. I don't remember the weaknesses for this game, because I don't come back to it very often. In fact...
Okay, Dhalsim is weak to Viper's optic laser.
Ah, that makes sense.
What did you do?
Our 9 run actually went really well, so it's just...
Oh, you're in Sea Viper stage.
Yep,
I don't know her name. I just read it as Sea Viper.
it is Sea Viper.
Oh, okay then. Sea Viper is weak to Chun-Li's lightning kick.
Cool. Also, optic blast. We've got optic lasers. These guys are shooting the same optic beams as Cyclops, and it makes me happy. Because yes, believe it or not, the optic laser, while it's probably a reference to, what's her name, I definitely see it more as a Marvel vs. Capcom reference with Cyclops, because that's just where my brain goes. The stage's music isn't great, but but I do enjoy this stage.
It's really neat. I'm sorry. Six's backgrounds, the stage design, it's just so good. And this is bringing me 6 vibes, and I'm just loving every minute of it.
As you can see, the reflector works on the lasers even, which is great for me. I believe this is the stage with the really cool laser gimmick. It actually has a better laser gimmick than Quickman. Alright, get ready. Once we did... Boing. We gotta destroy these, avoid the lasers, avoid the gigantic versions of the little spinny dudes from Mega Man 1.
Screw attackers.
Yeah. And you gotta climb up all the way up here.
I'm sorry.
Ah, barely. Barely.
Dang.
So close. It's fun. I like this stage.
Yeah, I might want to try this after we're done with this stream.
That is fine with me. Fair bit of warning, though. The other game that we're playing does not have so much quality. Its quality is in the storytelling, but nothing else. Sprite work is gonna be a little rough around the edges for the next game that we're playing today. Luckily, it's short, so... The other game that we are playing is Mega Man & Bass Challenger from the Future. So, cannot wait.
Spooky game.
This, like I said, this is the only fan game that we are playing within the marathon itself. So, tomorrow we're doing Super Adventure Rockman, which will be a definite new one for a lot of people, especially if they've never played Mega Man before.
Chat, what are you going on about?
What are they going on about?
I don't know, and I'm concerned. Sin!
I'm confused. Lightning kick, in we go. Oh, you were reading the
Tell how
background.
bad they are.
They work for Sin. Well, that's a shame. I believe it's a secret shadow government sort of thing. I believe they made Seth, which was one of the big villains of Street Fighter 4. See Viper more like Jesse. And they want Jesse's girl. You want to talk music references? There you go. There's one I'll know. I think we've got this. Oh, come on! That was a little rude. Okay, I'm gonna use an E-Tank if I can. Because I don't want to keep you guys waiting with this, because let's be real here. We all know these games are hard. What is going on in chat? I am very confused.
Yeah, chat. What is going on? What are you guys
Going on about? We're playing Street Fighter
don't know.
Cross Mega Man, not Gundam. Alright, so we got Optic Laser. I'm probably gonna end up calling this Optic Blast a lot because Street Fighter and X-Men and...
No, it's Rush.
Oh, it is the same colors, but... I actually don't believe we get Rush until we beat all the bosses, believe it or not.
Yeah, chat, why are you guys still talking about Gundam?
Like, I like Gundam, but like... Really? That's where we're at today. Got it.
Ooh, Gavin's got an issue with Gundam.
I don't have any issue with Gundam. I listen to Gundam music all the time. And I have some Bandai model kits that I've made, including the Mega Man X5 from back when the game was new. I've got 2 Kamen Riders sitting on my shelf. I like those. I have nothing wrong with the model kits. I did one, and plus, oh, on the topic of Gundams, there actually is a Mega Man Gundam. Classic has a Gundam armor.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's right. They do.
It's a toy figure that got put out that you can put together yourself with the Gun PLA stuff. And it's really cool. And I really want to buy it, but it is a little expensive. And I'm not gonna lie when I say it's really tempting to buy it. Because me and Truman are always looking for new stuff to make. Especially because we like doing stuff together. That's the thing. Me and Truman like doing stuff together, and oftentimes the building a little figurine, it satiates my need and craving for a little figure on a shelf, and it makes him happy because we're building something together and he likes to figure it out. And even if I get a little frustrated, it's still really fun and it looks really good afterwards, so.
That's fair.
Model kits, they're fun. They
are fun.
They used to just be planes, but I'm turning into James May. Please stop. Help me. Somebody help. Cheese.
You're turning into James May. You're just rambling upon rambling about everything.
Oh boy.
That's everything he can get his hands on.
Anyways, enough of us making British jokes that nobody in my chat's gonna really know about.
British.
Anyways, start making Doctor Who references. Everybody's like, "What the hell's going on?"
We're not actually American. We're English.
Clearly,
Get it right, chat.
Lasers. But yeah, it stalls me in the air a little bit. It's fun. I like the weapons in this game. They're fun to play with.
I'm gonna be real. Weapons that are built like that kind of scare me.
Oh, why's that?
Because it makes you vulnerable.
Yeah, you're vulnerable, but that beam hits for like... it hits a ton, so...
No.
Oh, they're making Top Gear jokes in the chat now. They get what I'm talking about.
If you watch this from Saudi Arabia...
Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh, that is funny.
That is a terrible, terrible joke. Love it.
That is a
Alright!
terrible joke.
Time for more Mega Man 8 references.
What are you talking about? That's Rush.
Casey. We're in
Never mind.
We are in a space shooter level, like in Mega Man 8, and we can switch weapons, like in Mega Man 8.
That's why I said never mind.
And you know what's even cooler about this? This stage
What?
has Rose. And the thing you have to know about Rose is that she is a JoJo reference.
Yes.
She is a fortune teller based on the design of Joseph's mother.
Muhammad Abdul.
Joseph's mother.
Oh.
She's a Hammond user.
Oh, really?
And she's a Hammond user in the Street Fighter universe, too. She's a fortune teller
pretty
as well. So, Rose is a neat character. And
That's pretty cool. I like that she's based on Elizabeth Joestar.
yeah.
People in the chat, who the hell is that? Oh, Lisa. Oh, now we get it.
Yeah. But yes, Rose is definitely a JoJo reference all the way. It has been confirmed by Capcom's designers. I think it's a lovely thing when Capcom gets to reference other stuff, and they reference JoJo a lot. Oh, well, they weren't bad. They're not bad here, Sylveon. Even if you thought the ones from 8 were a little boring. You're just not in the right mindset. Not everything has to be like action-packed fun. Sometimes you can just leisurely do stuff. It's okay. Plus, more bang for your buck. You get a minigame that breaks up the pace of the game and changes the gameplay style even just a little bit. It's worth it. I like different gameplay styles in my video games.
It's spooky.
Up the ladder.
Says this character's name is Rose?
Yep.
Here, I'm gonna check them out.
She is from Street Fighter Alpha, and you're gonna love her design. She uses that cloth around her that she wears around her neck as a.
Oh my gosh, this is Lisa.
I told ya, and she even uses the scarf the same way.
Yeah, she does.
She's even got some of the same moves that Joseph does in the JoJo All-Star Battle, or not All-Star Battle, Heritage from the Future. Bizarre Adventure, the one made by Capcom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's got the yellow scarf made from the beetle stomachs. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Alright, we're going in with fire. The volley crackers, she does have something like it, but she's more so like Lisa than she is Joseph. Alright, we're gonna use an E-Tank. Never mind, because I hit the wrong button. Thanks, game. Restarting the stage. Cries.
I like how the fandom goes all the way down to their blood type of characters.
Oh yeah! Street Fighter gets real knowledgeable with their stuff.
Oh, her birthplace is I believe that's Genoa, Italy.
Same place as Lisa.
Wine, taking baths. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's Lisa.
And she's gonna be a big part of the story of Street Fighter 6. I don't know if she's in it, but she's part of the story because she was teased at the end of Street Fighter 5 that she was gonna go and change the future past, something like that. Time travel. Alright, Hadouken. Come on. There we go. Difficult stages aside, though, this is still a really good game. We are an hour in, so I think it's about time I ask you guys if you could please, if you're enjoying this, drop a like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Helps out the channel a ton more than what you realize. So, please.
This stage is really good. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's an alright stage. I'm not sure I prefer this over anything, but it is pretty alright. All of the stages being kind of short helps as well.
That's true.
For this being a short, free Mega Man game that Capcom published and didn't develop...
With no tower or castle to be seen for miles.
I mean, we've got Shadowloo, but... Trust me, we're almost done with the game. I'm too nervous with my D-pad because it's so small.
I get that.
I don't like using the GameCube pad, but it's the only one that I could get that would work that has all the buttons I need. I wanted to use the TurboGrafx controller, but even the Wonder Swan was like, yeah, no.
Now imagine a D-pad, but it's one big button and it tries to guess what you're doing.
No.
That's what I have to deal with.
What is her weakness? It's not Dhalsim, is it?
Rose? I have the page still pulled up. It's Blanca's T Hazard.
Oh my god. Tropical Hazard, really? Okay, well at least we know for this try. There we go. Oh, come on, I can hit it more than once. Alright, well, we're out of that. Use an E-Tank. Switch back to our Buster. Avoid her shield. Her shield sticks around for quite some time. There we go! Now on to Shadowloo. Boy. I can't wait, because this is, I think, the last time that we're gonna see platforming in the main set until DOS. I think DOS and Powered Up are the only two we have left that are platforming based. Powered Up I have spaced out after all of the, as an ending, like a capstone for everything else. And DOS is, I think, just before it. But there you go! Our first stage is over in California, where we're fighting Balrog, also known as Boxer in the fighting game community. Now, all we have to do here is stay ahead of him. He is constantly here. We could beat him sooner by staying ahead of him and shooting at him. But he doesn't stop chasing you. He's always here. The stage is all dependent on how fast you can lay on the damage. I am so sorry, chat. Those fireworks at the beginning of the stage are very harsh. Our Mike Tyson wannabe right here is gonna fall into this pit, and that's the stage. But if you can beat him, you can get the E-Tank as well. So if you're fast, yeah. I'm sorry, Sylvan, I completely forgot about the flashing. I would have warned if I knew. I'm sorry. Well, the game's still free, and I don't think that... Honestly, even if it's not, you know, the biggest or best fan game, it's still worthy of it being a Mega Man game. I'm just gonna use Rose's... trying to use Rose's weapon.
Sylveon asks, are we gonna fight Wolverine? No.
I hope. I wish. I am one of the few people out there who's like, yes, we can fight Wolverine now. I will absolutely take that chance. And I will lose in a spectacular fashion. Alright, I'm just gonna take the death. Imagine a shield that shields you. I wish. We've got very situational weapons. I think that's the one downside of this game. The weapons are quite situational. And some of the enemy placement's a little funky. What? Which game we playing? We are playing Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. This was a fan game officially licensed and published by Capcom. It was put out for free in 2012. It had an update to version 2 in 2013, which is the version we are playing today. Sadly, this is no longer available on the Capcom Unity website. And it is in danger of being forgotten altogether. So, to bring a little bit of awareness to it, I am playing the game today. Also, you know, for the sake of our little marathon we've been doing here on the channel, where we've been covering every Mega Man game, I feel it is officially licensed, therefore it counts. So that's kind of the theme for today, which is, it's licensed, therefore it counts. I know that sounds silly, like, of course it's licensed, why would it not be licensed? But, like, trust me, there are some licensed stuff that I have to skip for this marathon. And I wish I didn't have to, but I just straight up have to. There's no way around it. I don't have the setup to run, like, stuff like... Why optic laser? I don't know, because it hits multiple times and I can get rid of enemies fairly quickly. Because that's the nice thing is...
Optic laser looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. That's like, I don't have to give a reason. I like X-Men. Anyways. So as we're coming up to Vega, Oh boy.
To
Well,
burn their eyes out. See, they will never see him coming. Evil laugh.
Felipe, when it comes to this game, it's supposed to be a celebration of not just Mega Man, but Street Fighter as well. The thing is that Mega Man fans hadn't gotten a new game yet. It was the 25th anniversary, and they wanted to put out something special. Capcom didn't have any plans. Their lead for the Mega Man series just quit on them out of the blue, and nobody else was brave enough to pick up the license and, steer the ship in a strong direction. So, or yet, Mega Man 11 did that pretty well. So, in order to both tackle Street Fighter's 25th and Mega Man's 25th, they officially licensed this fan game once they heard about it, and they got it finished on time. So we have this wonderful fan game here that is completely free, that covers both Street Fighter's history and Mega Man's, and it's pretty fun to be able to fight the World Warriors. Even if it's not, the best fan game, it's still a good one, and I think it deserves to be remembered.
I think it does too.
Could you tell me what his weakness is here? He should be Claw.
Who is this guy?
He is Vega. He's also known as Claw by the fighting game community. I think it's Lightning Kick, but I don't know, and I don't really feel like finding out because I'm out of E-Tanks.
You're good, I'm checking.
Felipe, it was all a matter of they wanted to reference everything, and that includes X-Men vs. Street
Vega
Fighter.
appears as one of the final bosses on Mega Man,
Yep.
Street Fighter Cross Mega Man.
That's
backwards.
Yeah, that's
Well,
where we're at.
Weakness is the lightning kick.
Okay, so I was correct.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
I don't know how I screwed it up that bad.
Gosh darn it. I think it's a nice reference, and it's something that is, Capcom wants to bring back the Marvel series. It's very clear from the arcade 1-up stuff. I guess you could definitely put the blame of that on Disney. We knocked off Vega's mask and his claw. Oh boy. And he grabbed it back. Oh, back up the climb. Hello, Foxino. Welcome. All of these stages, I believe, were tested with the ability to do them Buster only. So, I might as well give that a go, see if it improves my gameplay at all. Since I'm not so much used to these weapons yet. I didn't practice this game like the others, I just tested to make sure it was running well.
That's fair.
We might get a Marvel 4. If we get a Marvel 4, I'll be happy. I just want the other ones to be remembered too, because, like, MVC Infinite isn't a bad title. But, in fact, most of these games aren't bad titles. I think they're all pretty well, fairly good.
Andre the Kangaroo, Tyler the Kangaroo, both say hello.
Hello, hello. Alright. And Foxno has sent me a link for some reason. Versington, hello, welcome. So Casey, what are your thoughts on this game and Street Fighter as a whole? Because I haven't really gotten your opinions yet on this.
Well, Street Fighter as a whole, I really like it. I've heard so much about it. Never really got to play it until, he set me up against Truman, and we just went straight at it.
Yeah, Felicia was teaching you about how to play a fighting game. That was interesting.
We should invite Felicia over to play some more Street Fighter sometime.
When 6 comes out, absolutely. Alright. Fill up on that, fill up on that, get the extra life. I don't think there's anything else here. I'm gonna do my best with Lightning Kick here, but if it doesn't go well, I'm gonna switch to the Buster for the second retry. Chun-Li's weapon has a little bit of the same problems that the top spin does, where you tend to get hit as you use it, which makes for a very interesting fight. I guess we're just gonna Buster it. We'll give him a good old try here. Those rose petals do damage you, so be careful.
Spooky.
It is interesting, though, to have a Wily Castle full of what feels like other fights. Other Robot Master fights instead of, giant bosses and things. I don't know how... Why is he homing in on me? He's homing in on me, so I can't do anything there. I don't have any extra E-tanks. Oh, boy. We might have to put in a password. This is why I usually practice. There's so much cool characters that some had to be cut. Yeah, Cammy and Guile didn't get a lot. Guile got a small little reference in the fact that you can put a cheat code in and it'll play his theme in any stage. Cammy, I don't think really got too much. Oh, is that...
Cammy didn't get a cameo.
Yeah. Can I climb on the wall? No, I don't believe I can. Hey, Casey, can you look up if there's a password generator for this game?
Sure. Give me 1 second.
We had one really clean run of this game, and then I thought I wasn't gonna have to touch this game again, and that was my mistake. I should have practiced last night. I should have looked up weakness orders. I should have looked up more facts. That is on me.
And that's okay.
Yes, it was around 4, Felipe. This definitely is not going to be my most coveted playthrough. Everybody, so I guess I should let people in on a little bit of behind-the-scenes details with me. I stayed up working on the thumbnail for this one, because the thumbnail is important, and I need to make it look good, or else people won't click on it.
I really hate how that's a thing.
So, since my thumbnail needed to look good, I did that. Then I checked on my game. Once I finished that, I realized I need to make sure that a controller works with this game. And upon booting up this game, I found out that this game isn't really supported anymore in terms of hardware, so I had to find a way to get this to run well. So I looked up ways to optimize the gameplay, because I've got 16 gigs of RAM. This should be running easy peasy, no problem. Instead, I was getting glitches and bugs and weird slowdown. And then I realized it wasn't reading my controller, and I had to get the controller to work, so I'm using Joy to Key. So, in other words, everything leading up to this yeah. So, not playing this game on a... Yeah, not playing the game like that, Sylveon. So, essentially, we had so many issues. I had so many issues getting this set up last night that by the time I went to bed, it was maybe 6 in the morning. I heard Casey get up for work. Like that. I'm sure she heard my phone going off.
No, I didn't.
I mean, the thumbnail looks great. My only problem is now that the game
looks amazing.
Okay, so is there a password generator or anything, or?
Yep.
Okay.
I have one. How many E-tanks do you need?
I need 9. We are going to restart the game, and...
There's only 4.
There's only 4. I will go with 4.
Okay.
Give me one moment. I gotta reboot the game. Input a password. So this is what I mean by the game is running slower than it should, because you guys are about to see what the title screen does. Now imagine the audio desync with that, because it boots up that slow. Alright, so what's the password?
A5.
Okay.
B2.
Cool.
B4.
I got it.
C1. C3. C5.
Okay.
D4.
Cool.
D5.
And?
No, D5.
Alright, and what's the last one?
E2.
Alright. We're gonna have to redo Balrog, but that's not hard. Hello, Maokai. Yes, you've made it. I didn't practice this game. I was going over all of the problems I had setting this game up. Sorry for the flashing. Sorry. Fun. Fun and lovely. I don't like the way the stage scrolls. I wish it was a little bit less of the platform being dragged out from under me. Okay. And we got the other E-Tank that was at the end of Balrog stage. Okay. It is a little nice seeing the classic designs for the Street Fighter cast. It's a little strange, though. But there we go. Back to where we were at. No time flat. 5 E-Tanks. Alright. Yeah, but I'm still sorry for the gameplay today. I know that it's not my best. And I should always bring my best when it comes to this stuff, so sorry. Challenger from the future should be a much smoother ride just because I know it a little better. I practiced it last night. That was the one I actually practiced. I had to make sure it set up and it looked well and looked proper. Because if I didn't set that one up correctly, we actually will run into some issues. Specifically with one stage. Air Conditioner Man stage, so... Problems we shall run in. Really? Really, game? Casey, if you want to read chat for a bit, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, how I wish to see more cool mix of the AEGIS reflector.
The Aegis reflector. Yeah, I've got the weapon. I can use it. I just don't like using it because I'm less of a defensive guy and more of an offensive kind of person when it comes to Mega Man. So if there's something like these reflectors where it's like, oh, well, it'd probably be a smart move to do that. I'm also like, but is it the fun one? More often than not, I'm like, yeah, no, it's not the fun one. But yeah, no, I'm definitely the dead guy. I wasn't expecting 2 hours on this game. Sorry. I feel bad because I feel like I lied to Casey by saying it was short, and I didn't mean to.
You're good.
Alright, you guys want cool stuff with the Aegis reflector. There you go. And then we gotta wait for these guys to run out, and then I go, wink, wink. Alright, it's a little bit of a cool weapon, but it's not like my favorite. We're gonna lob the grenade. Switch to optic laser. Okay. I still feel bad, though.
How come?
Just 'cause I know I should be more on top of my game today. I should be more ready for this. I planned the schedule out well in advance. I know tomorrow's gonna be a weird day. Oh yeah, Case, do you work tomorrow?
No, I do not. So I'm gonna be resting my leg up the entire day tomorrow.
That is perfectly fine. I hope you don't mind joining me for a little bit more Mega Man.
I'll try.
So you've got the next couple days off, right?
No, I work again the day after.
Oh, that hurts a little bit because...
That hurts me more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because Legacy Collection is...
Monday is not going to heal up my leg.
my god, she did a flip off of my Buster shot.
You got styled on.
What a rude boss.
More rude than Quickman.
I'd say this is way ruder than Quickman. Alright. Another E-Tank. Vega is a mad lad. Vega is bringing the punches. There we go. We knocked up both the mask and the claw off. Oh, we can... You're kidding me. I can grab the background. I'm stupid.
Funny.
Alright, now it's time for
What?
Shadowloo's secret base. And I feel like this music here is definitely... It's got like a mix of Mega Man 1, Resident Evil, and Street Fighter.
They're all Capcom games. What do you expect?
It's got a mix of Devil May Cry in there too, because it starts up with the ba-na-na-na-na. Here we have them analyzing Mega Man in the capsule room. Casey, I'll let you pick the first one, and then you guys in chat can pick the next.
Top right.
Top right. Okay. We've got a weird layout for the boss room this time, so.
Yeah, we do. What the heck?
Alright, so.
Talk about unorganized.
One down. Chat, what's the next one? Also, thankfully, because this is neat, we also get full health, a big health, and a weapon energy for doing this too. So, next capsule, I'll let chat pick. We have top, middle, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom. And I'll count those left to right. So if you say a number, it'll be 1 through 5 on the bottom. Actually, Casey, I'll let you pick the next one, and then chat can pick after that, because it seems like they're either a little behind or something. They say middle. Okay. We've got middle and then top.
It's him. The Rubber Man.
The Piss Boy.
No.
But I mean, that's his name.
The flag of Japan, but it's actually a perfectly placed water stain on this hand towel.
That's some janky, Urin, yeah. Oh, and I missed with the last shot there. I don't believe we have the energy balancer. There's also no shop in this game. It is a bit of a step down from other games. So, after top, Casey, which one do you want next? Chat, I'll let the next one go.
Bottom right.
Oh, she didn't use her super. Bottom right. Alright. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 after this, so... Alright. This one was the tropical hazard. Go ahead and use up another... Oh, okay, or not. Game said no. Got it. We'll go back into that
I might
one.
call in sick. I might call in sick on Friday. Cause I don't know. I don't think my leg is gonna be fine within 1 day.
Well, I could see about doing a few things to it if you want.
That's fair.
I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. I've dealt with leg pain before from work. And from falling and other stuff. You're just not used to the motion yet. The movement and motions of your job yet, so... Like,
huh?
like, your movements...
This came from the scooter.
I know this came from the scooter, but... I also think part of it might be the fact that you hadn't had a job in a while.
You know,
So,
that's fair.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Chat, what's the next one? Case, which one do you want? Because chat is...
the last one.
Because chat is the one over here on the left.
Yeah.
Okay. Because chat does not seem to
The
be...
last one. What are they going on about? Oh,
They're
Felipe
going...
made a reference to the meme.
They're going on about Jury or something like that.
Jury.
Yeah, she's a Street Fighter 4 character who people don't stop talking about, mostly because of her looks.
Oh.
I don't care for Jury. I think she's creepy and a bit rude. And I don't like fighting against her. I don't like playing as her. Jury is one of those characters where if I'm forced to fight her, I will. If I'm forced to play as her, I will. But I'm not going to be happy about it. I'm not going to play well. Alright. So we've got 3 left. 1, 2, or 3. Casey?
3.
Left and right are the last 2 picks for the chat. I'll let them pick. Let's see.
I like how Felipe says it's cool that they made Blanca's weapon work like the football from 8.
Yeah, it's just like the Mega Ball from 8, which is nice. And we just died, so I'm gonna go pick up the E-Tank on the top right. If I had to say anything is a misstep in this game, though, it would definitely have to be some of the enemy placement is a little off. Stages are nice and short, not too focused or worried on that, but some of the enemies everywhere all at once is a little rough. Alright. Three E-Tanks, a full heal. Let's just work our way down and around, shall we? Casey, feel free to talk. I don't have much to talk about. So I think I've run through most of what I wanted to say about this game.
I have a question.
What's up?
Which of these boss fights are your favorite?
I think Chun-Li. I have to give it to Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
That fight is so much fun.
The way you put out another reflector looked like you shot the purple Hidoken at him.
No idea, Karmic. And Sea Viper is still a weird character. I'll agree with that. Ryu from Streets. Oh boy. I knew we were gonna get a whole bunch of Street Fighter memes. You know what makes this even worse? The next game is such a juxtaposition from this one that it is surprising.
Huh.
Like it's gonna throw my audience for a loop, I'm sure of that. And I don't have to do anything, I just know it's gonna be a juxtaposition. Let's see. If that beat Relento, Relento beat Reflector, Reflector beat Ryu, Ryu beat Kick. Kick beat Laser. No. Nope, not that. Okay. Okay. Well, we know it's not that. That's a little better. Dang it, and I hit the wrong button. Again. I've gotten so used to the NES games that it really is a struggle now for me to come back to stuff like this where they do menus just a little differently.
It's Dalsim's Y Inferno.
That's what I deduced, but I was supposed to use an E-Tank and then I died. And...
Oof.
If you leave the tropical hazards on the stage, he'll kick them back at you. And it becomes an absolute pain.
I bet.
Alright. And that would leave... Oh, also, he makes the DuckTales sound when he bounces on the pogo stick. That sound effect is ripped straight from the DuckTales NES game, which was also made by Capcom.
Huh.
So, yeah. Some things the chat didn't ask about, but I'm telling them anyways.
Because it's interesting.
Yeah. Fun. Anyways. Over to a fun fight.
Ooh. He's ripping on all the other ones.
I don't know, Vega wasn't a very fun fight. Balrog hurt my head a little bit. Felipe says they're here to talk about Street Fighter. Well, that'd be great. I actually have an older Street Fighter playthrough on the channel, but I failed miserably at it, and there wasn't any commentary or anything. That was from years and years ago. I did do Street Fighter 1 rather recently, like within the last year or so, where Artie did a episode for it for the bloopers. So you guys, when I left for one of the cons, what we ended up with was one video all about bloopers and all the mistakes I made, and then another video covering everything else, which was just fabulous. All right.
They said Funko Pop urine looks so weird.
Yeah. I still say this opening bit is very similar to a Devil May Cry track. Like, I just can't unhear it. Hello, KE949. E-Tank. Hopefully that'll save us one last one for the final boss. Ah, thank God. I was worried that wasn't gonna work. Alright.
Yeah?
Final refight here. And then it's on to the next part of the stage. Okay, we're gonna have to use that last E-Tank. I don't have enough health to make it all the way through here. Oh, come on, game.
Oof.
Now I'm completely out of E-Tanks. The stage no longer gives me one. We did all of these before. I've done them 3 or 4 times now at this point.
4.
We're switching games. I'm done. It was such a hassle to get that game running in the first place, to the point where I actually don't want to talk about it anymore. The game's not...
Why don't we talk about Challenger of the Future?
Yeah, let's move on to that, because at least there I'll have more to talk about. Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. Back up the game. It is worth saving. It is part of this history of this franchise, and it should probably definitely be
stored in a warehouse underneath a rock.
preserved, put on consoles with some bonus features. But, I mean, that shouldn't be the only thing that gets done with the game, so let's just get started here. Let's hope that my thing is reading it. My little stream just is not, my stream preview window is not caught up. Audio should be okay for this one. We're gonna go new game.
What are you running this through?
This
Oh wait, yeah, that's right. It's not a
This is OSwan, which is an emulator specifically meant for WonderSwan.
I forgot it wasn't a Game Boy game.
Nope. But it does continue one of the Game Boy game's story. So, in the ruined timeline, where there was a rogue Mega Man running loot rampant, destroying every bot, he kind of destroyed everything, and he was tired of fighting, but that was all that was left in his repertoire. So, he went to the Kronos Institute, gathered up as many bots as he could from his timeline that could still fight for him. Because pretty much everything that was a fighter had been destroyed. Because, you know, Rogue Mega Man running rampant. And no new bots are put into production because Rogue Mega Man running a rampage. So he gathered up the bots, came to the other timeline, with his bots that are now called Dimensions, and are hoping to possibly... There's two outcomes here. He either wants to beat every boss here, or his true goal, which is Rockman Shadow wants to die. This version of Rock doesn't know what he's coming into. So it is a bit of a sad tale here. But no, this is not Mega Man's end. Mega Man never becomes this. This is just tying up the final loose end from Mega Man 2 for Game Boy. And it was made by Namco for their Wonder Swan console. That's why we're looking at this in black and white. This wasn't released on the color, and the only other Mega Man game that was released for it was Battle Chip Challenge as N1 Grand Prix, and Mega Man EXE Wonder Swan. Hello, Aquil. Not Dementia, Dimensions. Very big difference, Sylveon. Yes, these are a different type of Met as well. You can call them the alternate dimension Mets if you would like, but if you want to add that to your list, Casey.
It doesn't look like a Met. It looks like a bell. You're lying.
No, not the Bell, the Met. The big chunky Mets.
I have a bit of a... Hold on.
You'll see it in a second. The sprites here are very chunky.
The stream keeps doing it.
Here's the Mets. I'm standing on the screen.
Oh.
They do a little hop and then they shoot.
Interesting.
But since this game wasn't handled by any of the main Capcom team, Capcom didn't include this in the 30th anniversary video from 2017. So, I don't know if Capcom even remembers this game exists. But Archie Comics did. In fact, Archie Comics referenced this game. Archie Comics tried to reference everything. And honestly, I think this game is one of the sadder Mega Man games. It's got a different art style than everything else that we've seen up to this point. It's a bit more realistic, it's a bit more gritty, it's a bit darker. And it's a darker story to put classic into, especially because the young robot boy has lost his will to live. Not our blue boy, but the green boy who we beat his only other counterparts back in Mega Man World 2 for Game Boy. Please don't, Sylveon. You're not... That joke ain't hidden. Yes, Felipe, Capcom may not, but we definitely do. The Ruby Spear style. Yeah, this is a lot different than anything Ruby Spears ever put out. Even though Ruby Spears did have a bit of that. So, Mega Man and Base 2, Challenger from the Future, is an interesting game. We've got what is known as the Gray Devil here. He is only available to be hit when his eyeball is sticking outward slightly. He'll stick it out upwards of 3 times, at which point he will slide to the other side of the room, reform, and attack. Honestly, this first intro stage is actually quite difficult. Base plays the same as he does in Mega Man and Base as well, so this really is just a sequel to Mega Man and Base. I guess you could see it as 8.7. Uh, 8.7, yeah. You know, a nice in-between number of 8.5, because if Base is 8.5, Challenger from the Future is its own thing. So... Alright. We've got Rockman Shadow here. I expect a Gray Devil to follow you. My Base, on the other hand... Why do you look like me? Hey! You don't have to keep doing this. Hey, but I do. Stop my soldiers? I'll tell you who I really am. Alright. There's a lot of messages getting removed. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and save. So, none of these bosses are meant for combat, and that should be readily clear when I show this off. So, over here we have the shop, run by Otto. We are using an English translation because this game was patched. Extra lives, you can't use that. And the exit utility, rush, coil, treble boost, which you can only use as base, tango to do a spin attack, because yes, they even reference the Game Boy games, bases, buster upgrades, beat call to get barrier, it's beat barrier. We'll see this again in the fighting games. Refill the empty weapons first, so this one is the energy balancer. Refills all weapon energy because that's not refilled in between stages. Weapons use half as much energy, which is going to be very useful, but I'm not going to get really any of these. Regen double life energy, that's probably the only one I'm going to get, aside from maybe Rush Coil. But we're probably going to stay away from it.
I like how he's smoking a pipe.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting little detail. Dr. Light isn't often shown smoking a pipe, so it's a little interesting. We'll start up.
It's the first time I've seen it.
We'll start up here with Stoveman. Like I said, none of these bosses were meant for combat, and Stoveman here is really digging at the bottom of the barrel. All of the music is remixed versions of the Mega Man and bass tracks because, yes, this game was made on a very tight budget. Especially for a console that never left Japan, it's certainly amazing how many titles came to WonderSwan before they got, like, PlayStation releases or anything like that. So, like, Mega Man and Bass 2 here, only on WonderSwan. Final Fantasy 1's remake for PlayStation first came to WonderSwan. The remake for 2 as well, and the remake of 4. WonderSwan also got a really good version of Mr. Driller, a version of Pac-Man that could that used the GPS mapping signals was planned and almost released. We're gonna see.
That would have been really cool.
WonderSwan is really an interesting little machine. Here we've got a Joe that I like to call him the Whip Joe. I'm sure they've got a different name, but they throw out their whip.
Indiana Joe.
They are vulnerable at all times, including while throwing their whip. But their whip is at the right height, so if you actually hit them head on, you'll only hit the whip. So there's no traditional Joe in this, so that's the closest we're gonna get. We get some strength.
Did you hear my joke?
Oh, what did you say? Sorry.
I said Indiana Jones.
Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, here we have a mini boss. Mini bosses and mini bosses in this game are a little tricky to deal with. But just remember, they don't have iframes. Hardly anything in this game has invincibility frames, so just keep on mashing. Do not worry about the blinking. Every stage in this game is going to have a mini-boss. Here we've got some scissors that are just kind of floating there. Don't ask. We've got these little mines on the floor.
Scissors.
Magic scissors. I believe that is what they're actually called.
I guessed right.
Yeah, I think so.
Type in the chat.
Type in the chat for Casey getting it right. Fabry says they have entered.
Hello, Fabry.
We are coming to the end of Stoveman stage. We've got this little fire dude. These guys are my least favorite enemy. Their torch thing actually deflects shots, and I don't think they intended for it to remove my shots, because the placement of this implies that originally there was something else planned for these guys.
Oh my gosh, what is this enemy?
Yeah, I said these two games share some problems.
He is
And-
just complete blocking. Jeez.
Yep, and as you can see, it's really hard to get a shot in, especially when you're on uneven ground. And the first one you see is on uneven ground, so it just all comes together in a parade of craziness. I've only ever beaten this game one time. This is another one I didn't really practice for this game, but luckily we're at the boss. How do they still do the fireman joke? I have no idea. I have no idea.
They didn't make the fireman joke. How dare they? They shall be banned from making video games for 1 year. Oh wait, they're defunct.
Actually, this is made by Namco.
Oh yeah, that's. I forgot this was made by Namco.
Yeah. Keiji Inafune,
I thought it was-
I don't think Keiji was really even involved in this one. Not much is known on the development side of this. I've seen some artwork from this game, and I like it, and I am very glad I've gotten to learn at least a little bit. But you can only hit Stove Man in his head, so... yeah. Also,
I mean,
all of these bosses...
His head is his body.
All of these bosses have different... have longer health bars than Rock here, and we're not going to get an expansion on that. But yeah, Rockman Shadow is not Quint, despite the thought otherwise. He is very similar,
And
however, he's not Quint, which is kind of nice. I would like to see something of a continuation from this into Mega Man 12 and 5 through 15, but I am not counting on it at all. Like I said, these bosses were not designed for combat, and it makes sense within the story of why. When because if Mega Man is that proficient at beating bosses when we're in control of them, how about when it's just a computer? And how about when there's nothing to stop him?
that's a good question. Oh, I'm not gonna make that joke this time. I feel like I've made that joke. And I think that joke's overstayed its welcome.
I think it's been in every Mega Man video thus far.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's not on you.
It is.
It's funny.
It is just.
But it's also one of those things where it's like, I totally get it. It's
I feel like it's overstayed its welcome.
Just
although
a
I love that joke so much.
just a little bit. Beverly says it's definitely hot out. Well, not anymore. We just beat
It
Stove
is.
Man.
Oh, very funny. No, but we gotta fight Air Conditioner Man.
Eventually. We're gonna go ahead and save.
So, do we know anything on these bots outside of, the fact that they're from a different timeline?
They do have full diagnoses and stats on them. Stove Man here and Air Conditioner Man actually make a reappearance alongside a Camuso Man in Mega Man ZX and as a comic book character. So, yeah.
Huh.
But all these bosses do have write-ups on them, but I couldn't tell you anything more about them because I'm not that well versed in these games.
That's fair. I was just curious. You know what they say, curiosity killed the Casey, but...
You're fine. I like what Felipe said there in chat. That's a pretty good one.
Stoveman might not be a fighting robot, but he trained to kick your ass. Stoveman with the Family Guy death pose. Oh my gosh, he was!
No, he was down on his butt with his head forward.
But it would be funny.
Yeah, you guys are strange. Anyways, so this is Camuso Man. He is a religious bot. He is not intended for combat. However, based on the religious teachings of the monks that required it, they would often carry baskets over their heads for to hide their identities to not be persecuted. So this bot is intended for history and teaching purposes, like in museums. However, since he does know so much, he is equipped for combat and willingly helped Mega Man out here. So, all of these bots willingly helped, and if not willingly, then unwillingly, because, Rock was going to destroy them regardless. because that's all that was left in his programming after Wily got his hands on him. So, these frogs shoot the same goo as the Grey Devil, so stay on your toes. Seems like I'm just about out of lives, so hopefully I don't die too badly here. Here you want to hit the center. Some of these bosses were later brought back for things, for fan games, such as the Make a Good Mega Man level contest.
No, it's not a Buddha bot.
No, it is not a Buddha bot. It is specifically the Buddhist monks. It is based on a religious reference. This is something that happened in China as well as Japan around the time of... Oh, it's not the Edo period, but it's back far enough in history to be the point where you've been persecuted for different religious beliefs.
Oh.
Yeah.
As if that hasn't repeated itself so many times.
I mean, it has, but I mean, still. But they're pretty good at combat. They often carried flutes. They would use those to disorient people generally. It's really interesting learning about the history for some of this stuff. We've got the same style of sprite for weapon pickups and health pickups as Mega Man 8 and Mega Man in base. However, everything's just a little bit different because we've got a different sprite set. Everything being redrawn for the Wonder Swan really does help. Another fun fact with the Wonder Swan, it runs at 75 frames per second, I believe. Right now I'm getting like 76 FPS. So if you cap it at 60, it's actually incorrect. You're playing it too slow. All of the shots that are given by enemies, as long as you defeat the enemy, it removes the shot from play, unlike in Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, which actually makes this game a little bit more fair, despite being on a lower rent handheld. The Wonder Swan was made by Gunpei Yokoi. It was one of his last creations before his death. You might know his name because he was the creator of both the Virtual Boy and the Game Boy, as well as the Game Boy Color. Oh no, the human eye can definitely register any slowdown that's not supposed to be there. So if the game is supposed to run at 70 frames per second, 75-ish frames per second, and you've got it running at 60, the game's gonna feel sluggish and slow. It's gonna look a little slower too. It's kind of why when things run at 45 frames per second, things look a little off to the human eye. Unlike 24 frames per second or 60 FPS. We're gonna see a lot of references to different cultures in this game, Felipe, so if something looks similar to another thing in another series, it's probably because they're pulling the same style of references. The world is a vast place. Fear it. I don't know. Don't fear the world. It's not that scary, but I mean, it's a little scary. Anyways. I really don't know what else to talk about here. Kamiso Man is just kind of a stage. This is...
Oh.
Got any questions, Case?
No, it's, Felipe said they think there's a Kabuto in the Karakuri, or Karakurukai, Yu-Gi-Oh card. And I was confused for a second, because I was like, Kabuto's a Pokemon. So I decided to search it up, and all the results are of the Pokemon except for one, which is on Wikipedia.
Well, there you go.
It's a very beautiful helmet, actually.
They like to do this thing with the spikes overhead. This is actually one of the games where if you play it the way that I have been playing it, you're actually gonna fail. like a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue, because that was just some poor gameplay on my end. Evil T-Bone says, once again, some more Mega Man game. Yeah, this is a different sort of thing. Today we are doing licensed titles that were licensed out and not developed by Capcom or Minakuchi or anybody in Capcom. So we've got Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, which we played through to mostly completion. I'm still a bit annoyed at the game, and now we are playing through Mega Man and Bass Challenger from the Future, which is a very different game in terms of tone, feel, and just overall quality. I feel like Street Fighter Cross Mega Man at a glance seems to have more quality than this game. At a glance. And then you play this game and you realize, oh, it's not as bad as what it looks. Unlike Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, where you have the opposite is true. It looks quality at first glance, then you play it and you realize there's a lot of misgivings in the game. And I don't know if Casey would agree. I'd love to hear your thoughts so far. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Street Fighter Cross Mega Man honestly looks more professional.
It looks more professional, but the stage design there, as you saw, was a bit rough around the edges, and some of the boss design was kind of bad too. Meanwhile, here it's brutally hard. It doesn't look quite as professional, but it plays just fine, and it's a little forgiving in certain areas, especially in the boss fight territory. This is kind of taking the...
we got someone...
Ooh, yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say, we got somebody new in chat by the name of Fuji, who says, I wish you the best of luck, Gavin Dragon.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Yeah,
Felipe says...
Oh, I just read it. Go ahead and read it out loud.
You can if you want to. You can answer this one.
You do it. You read it out first.
Okay. They say, I'm a Street Fighter fanboy, and that game still looks kind of jank.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. It is a little bit... too jank for me to really have too much fun with it. Luckily, starting tomorrow, we are actually going to be playing through very different titles. So tomorrow is Super Adventure Rockman. Next week, we are doing a whole bunch of different side games and multiplayer titles. And we aren't going to be getting back to platforming Mega Man until I think the week after next?
Is it me, or does this Mega Man just not give you Belmont walking?
Oh, it absolutely
Like, he gives you so much Belmont energy.
Absolutely does. It was clear this team wanted to make a Castlevania game. Just within look and feel here. Even if things aren't quite as polished.
The levels design actually kind of looks Castlevania-ish.
It is. It really is. It's really fun though. It's interesting getting this through. So if the last one was Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, I guess you could count this as Castlevania-esque.
Because if you think about it, it's kind of the same concept with Super Mario Crossover. Like putting different characters with different playstyles into a completely different setting.
Yeah. And this is just different. Instead of this being a different setting, it's more or less the setting is coming to you. The bosses, the enemy, the stages, it's all just coming to you. And it's got a different feel. Because like the last one was like Mega Man coming to Street Fighter, this is like X coming to Classic in terms of feel.
Felipe is talking about the
Street
Fighter Cross Mega Man, and they say it's one of the early Mega Man fan games from the Unlimited era.
Yeah.
Isn't there one that's earlier than Unlimited?
There's a lot that are earlier than Unlimited, but Unlimited was the first one to really feel polished, which meant a lot. So, like, we had stuff like Christmas Carol, and we had stuff all over the Sprites Ink board, which helped with the games looking nice and looking professional. But then, yeah. Discord.
Somebody by the name of
Yeah, go read it.
somebody by the name of Discord asks, why is this game in black and white?
So this game is black and white because it is on the Wonder Swan. I need to just be confident there. Okay, so this game's in black and white because it's on the Wonder Swan. The Wonder Swan originally launched with the same general screen limitation as the Game Boy, minus a few things. So it wasn't a puke green screen, it was a black and white screen. It was also higher resolution and could load things at a faster frame rate. However, it was still the same method of Gunpei Yokoi using cheap parts to make a cheap device for consumers to play really good games on. So, Challenger from the future here is black and white, simply because it is an early Wonder Swan color. Early Wonder Swan title.
We mixing the consoles now?
I am. Wonder Swan Color came out a couple years later, and it was Gunpei Yokoi's last main device and Namco's last attempt. In order to honor him, they did not touch the Wonder Swan. They supported it for as long as they could, and then eventually, when it was clear the Game Boy Advance was going to win out, they finally dipped out of the hardware market, which is a-okay with me. The Game Boy Advance is still a lovely system. There's a lot more Mega Man games for it. And I gotta say, though, we can't forget the Wonder Swan. It was very important, in not only in Japanese console manufacturing, but also as a piece of history, including Gunpei Yokoi and, you know, Nintendo's Game Boy, the fallout from the Virtual Boy. We wouldn't have this little system if it weren't for the Virtual Boy. That sounds really...
The Fallout Boy?
Yeah. Fallout Game Boys. It sounds so dumb, like, oh, well, but wouldn't we still have it? No, because Gunpei Yokoi went over to Namco, and he wanted to make hardware for them. That was the big thing, was that, Gunpei Yokoi wanted to make a device to have fun on. He wanted to make toys.
Didn't he go on to make toys?
No, he made toys at first for Nintendo. He made stuff like the Super Arm and whatnot, the grab hands. He made the hardware for the Game Boy, the Game Boy Color, the Virtual Boy, and even laid out the original schematics for the Game Boy Advance before he left. He laid out the schematics for this one and planned all of this. And he worked on Punch-Out and Metroid. Definitely an influential gaming figure that isn't talked about enough. Much like Satoru Iwata, everybody likes to talk about Satoru Iwata, but nobody likes to talk about stuff like Gunpei Yokoi and stuff, because they did do a lot for the industry, even if their time on this earth was brief. Because I must say, Gunpei Yokoi did a lot in his time. The problem is that his time was short. It was cut short by a car accident. His car got hit on the side of the road, and he stepped out in front of it to see if the person was okay in a panic. Instead of checking to see if the scene was safe, he got hit by a semi-truck.
Ooh.
So that's what happened to Gunpei Yokoi. That's why he's not talked or heard about very much anymore. People still reference his creations, the Game Boy, and I think that's a legacy worth leaving behind. But I think the Wonder Swan's important too, and getting to showcase a Mega Man game that's exclusive to the title, to the device, and not just one but two, is pretty cool. Even if it's not the most powerful hardware. I am struggling here.
Felipe says, yeah, the Wonder Swan gave us one of the top 8 Klonoa games.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, a Klonoa game you actually like?
Yeah. I'd have to say I'll give it to the Wonder Swan for that. It did put out a very good Klonoa game. All right. Well, I was not surviving that. Let's go pick a different stage and we'll come back to it. That's going to be a running theme here today, is that this game is very hard. Oh, perfect. We've got more health up here. Yeah. I'm not
Felipe.
go for it. You can answer for me.
Yes, I was gonna say, yeah, Felipe. He's not.
Yeah, no. People kept telling me... Okay, there's a story behind this, and it involves somebody who it's not a lot of people like, and I don't want to be mean or anything. The gaming apologist is a little bit of a jerk. He got big way too fast. And he and I got into a little tizzy over Klonoa and KO the Kangaroo and Bubsy. I said that he should give them a shot and not be rude about it. And he said, fuck you, I want Klonoa. And that is exactly what he told me. It's been a while, and then literally within the next week, the new Klonoa game the Klonoa remakes came out, and I said I'd give them a fair shake. And I played them, and Klonoa 1 was the most mid-game I had ever played, to the point where I was disappointed with the quality of the remake, a little bit upset in the stage design department of the original, and not really feeling it all around. But I did play things like Klonoa on the Wonder Swan and Klonoa on the Game Boy Advance, and those titles were really, really good, and I'll give it to that. That would make me a fan, and Klonoa 2 absolutely is a pretty good title as well. But Klonoa 1 and 2, the collection, only Klonoa 2 is worth it there. Klonoa 1 ain't worth your time. It's not a masterpiece, and people hyping it up are just really into the character design. That's my honest opinion. It's okay if you like it, it's just not for me. I like Bubsy. I can't help it. My opinion is going to be immediately invalidated because I'm going to say I like Bubsy, I like KO the Kangaroo, I like goofy stuff like that.
Didn't you literally... I asked you, why don't you like Klonoa, and one of your responses, I think it was a joke, you literally say, it not Bubsy.
It not Bubsy. That is my joke, but I mean, I'm being 100% serious as well with it, so it's like, it not Bubsy. It just not Bubsy. It's already in effect. Lovely. Alright, just hold right there in your golden. Don't jump down or else that block will hit you. SNL's telling me it's National Grilled Cheese Day. Fascinating.
What are you talking about?
Apparently it's National Grilled Cheese Day. So I guess I have to grill you a cheese?
Grill me a cheese.
You do that really well, by the way.
The Bob impression or the Archer impression?
It's the same voice, let's be real here.
Not really. Archer isn't as monotone as Bob is.
That's true.
He's got more of an inflection, even though he's supposed to have like a deeper voice. I think that's what it is, because I do a lot of deep voices for a lot of the characters that I do impressions of.
Okay, so Felipe brings up a good point. Says Bullet Man wasn't made for combat? ? No, any bot that was left was either the strongest bot that was able to survive rock, or it was a non-combatant robot. So we have things like Camuso Man, who was able to survive because he was a strong fighter and also a religious zealot. The Bullet Man here is one of the stronger bosses, so he survived. Stove Man wasn't made for combat, and neither was Aircon Man. Our final boss wasn't made for that either. He was called Compass Man, and we won't even get a power-up from him because, well, it's a short game. What can I say? It's a short game.
Not only that, Rock doesn't need a compass. He has light guiding him and roll.
Well, that's the thing, though. After Wily gets his hand on him and he turns into Rockman Shadow, Compass Man is kind of sort of a necessary, because guess what? He's not going to get the backup from Roll and Dr. Light. Dr. Light's going to be horrified at the thought that his boy has been turned into a weapon that destroys everything. Just think about it.
That's fair.
He'd be so demoralized, he wouldn't want to do anything. Also,
Roll offers herself. No, I'm not letting you go out there, Roll. Not to fight in place of Mega Man.
Yeah, no. And that's generally what would probably get told. Doesn't want to lose another. We see that in stuff like the Proto Men, where they characterize Dr. Light as really not wanting Rock to fight.
Plus, on top of that, he would have the other Robot Masters, would he not?
Well, that's the thing. Mega Man tore through him once, and he's not holding back this time. He's still got the variable weapon chip. And
you know what? That's fair.
Plus, he's using a new.
Still has a hold on me.
Plus, he's using a brand new weapon, which is a beam saber. So, we'll get to all of that detail in a bit. If you could
Somebody by the name of Batty Coda
yep.
says, "I always believe in you, Gavin. You will win this game for sure."
Hopefully.
Hopefully,
that's
there is no doubt.
I mean, I've got a little bit of doubt.
Well, don't do that. Don't doubt yourself.
And we did it. We got another weapon. Yay, Bullet Man. He's also called Dengen Man, which is his Japanese name, but here we were just literal translation. And this is the Vulcan. We've got a shot that splits into 3, and then it homes in on the outer 2 shots. Much better weapon than the FS. Don't even remember what it's called. Let's go to the shop here and see what we got. Oh, I think I'll pick up Tango too. I've never actually seen Tango in battle in this game, so. But there's Bullet Man's pose, just on his back. All of these dimensions were returned to their proper timeline afterwards, at which point they were decommissioned, and that timeline no longer had robots. They didn't have any more Robot Masters or anything. So we're gonna do Aircon Man here. And I need to do some setup. I am so sorry, folks, but this is a necessary requirement. The Wonder Swan is equipped with a gyro inside of it, so it knows what direction you're holding the console in. To go along with this, some games made you flip the console to play them, as in a Tate mode, like in arcade. So, we've got stages like Aircon Man here, where I've got to change up the entire recording style. And yes, I did know this was coming, and yes, it is a little bit of a shocker. It's why you have to set up 2 different sets of controls, one for vertical and one for non-vertical, in the settings of the OSwan emulator that I'm using. Got that. A little crab there. A lot of the enemies here are very reminiscent of their Mega Man X counterparts. So, like, the Mets are very large and bulky and take more hits. Hey, it's Zeke. It's Zeke.
It's Zeke.
It's Zeke. And he's using the art we made last night. Yay. That seems like a bit of a hassle. It kind of sort of is, but it's not too bad. It makes these spike drops a little bit more fair, because you actually see them coming from a mile away, which is really, really cool. A little bit of a hassle, still fun. It is. I would love to hear proper remixes for this game. If any fans out there, Casey, this is included in you, and I'd love to see you do this. It's absolutely not required, though. Remix these stages themes to make them feel more like like their own original tracks. So here's how you beat this boss. You reflect the shots off of the metal helmet. Or you come over here to the fire. And you just send her up. Which is what I'm doing, because, yeah. We are not playing Rock Force. Sorry, that is not on the docket, Sylveon. I do want to. It's a fun game. In fact, all of the Mega Man games that are like that are... most fan games are really fun. I've played a lot of them. I want to do more. However,
Which one is Rock Force again?
Rock Force was that really cool one with 8 extra stages depending on how you beat the first 4. So,
oh, right.
So here is a gimmick. They always give you a chance to respawn him in, so you don't have to worry about that, him popping or anything, but he will pop by any spikes. One shot will puff him up, then you stand on him, and then he goes from there. This is one of those very difficult bits that I don't like. Luckily, with some weapons, we actually are going to be shifting through the stage rather quickly. Okay. Not what I wanted. Okay. Not gonna lie, vertical Mega Man looks weird. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point. They just wanted to get some use out of the other 4 buttons on the controller, because it's got 2 D-pads, so...
Why?
We're gonna hit continue, because I am not switching back over to standard mode until the stage is done. Sorry, not sorry, chat. It was a hassle to set up originally, so therefore, if I don't have to switch it as much, it's a better viewing experience for you guys, and stops me from having to do the hassle of switching it every single time. We might end up using save states at one point or another. Maybe I should have done a base run for today. Really mixed it up. I don't know, Casey, what do you think? What is your thoughts on this game?
I don't know. I have mixed thoughts.
Well, what's your thoughts then?
Why is he falling so slow? That's my first thought.
Okay, well, what's the mixed thoughts on the game? I'm curious, because...
I'm really liking the level design. The enemies are just amazing. They're very unique. I'm really liking them. The only issue I'm having with this game is just some of the platforming sections just feel really unfair, and I'm not even the one playing it.
They are. It's something you just kind of got to get used to with this game. It's not something that I can really even help. like that. Through the gates. The Mega Man sprite here isn't too awful. I would like to see this game be redone in a more modern engine, like the Make a Good Mega Man level engine. Specifically the one from 3. Could be a cute little fan game. I would like to cover all of the 8-bit games as well, because there are 8-bit demakes of Mega Man 7, 8, Mega Man and Bass, and the Wily Tower. Challenger in the Future was always one that I wanted a remake of, but nobody ever did, and we've gotten all of their weapons in via other fan games that reference these, so... Heck if I know. I have absolutely no idea whether this game is liked or hated. In the fandom, or in general, because... Wouldn't be Mega Man and Bass if it wasn't at least a little unfair. I mean, I guess. And I took 2 hits. Alright. File, save state, slot 1. We are going to save state right here, so that way then we can keep a move on. You may call it cheating, but I still don't, to this day, know what... I've only ever beaten this game once, as I've said before. This game is one of those games where I don't touch it very often, but I do think it's really cool. The artwork is amazing, and the designs here are just make me gush, but everything else about this game makes me really, like, hate it. Like, I've got to shoot him. Come up and around. We've got that little bat chasing us. It looks like something right out of Mega Man X. It is really meant to feel like everything here is coming from the future. Yes, that enemy will hit you every time the screen transitions. Because enemies can still move on the screen transitions. So you have to jump for that transition. But for the boss, of course, because the boss is just so important, we go right back to the vertical mode, the horizontal mode.
It sucks real bad.
This is a weird game.
Funny met with a small amount of trollage.
Alright. I'm gonna hope this is the weakness.
Who is this guy?
So this is Air Conditioner Man. He has made a number of appearances. People really like his design, and I can't blame them. I like it. Also, he has a one-hit kill move.
This is just off-brand, Airman.
I mean, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and make another save state. Switch it back to the Buster. As you can see, he pulls in Mets from off screen. The desert is not safe with this guy.
Sylveon says better Windman.
What? No. Windman was cool. Air Conditioner Man here is a little too goofy.
Do you think he is the Airman of that universe?
Well, seeing as Airman in that universe would have been destroyed, no.
Huh.
Because that universe would have Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 done, and then Wily would have stopped his plan. Because after that point, Rock would have been gone, Wily would have been retired, and that's how far into that universe they got, it was nearing the X series. In terms of developments of robots. I'm gonna go back over to Dr. Light's lab.
Still, it's an interesting thought.
We need 50 more for that. Ugh. It is an interesting thought.
I'm gonna mute for a second while I switch over to my other earbuds.
Oh, you're good? All good. Sorry this is taking so long. I feel really bad because I said it today was short, and then we're going almost as long as yesterday, and...
Don't feel bad. Grr.
Don't feel bad, then gurs at me. How am I supposed to feel? Angry, disgruntled, confused? I'm gonna go with confused. Anyways, I hope the chat's been enjoying this. I know it's a little... It's a different sort of Mega Man game, but tomorrow's gonna be really different, trust me. Super Adventure Rockman's an FMV game, and it's gonna be really cool to talk about, because we'll have a lot to gush about in terms of animation quality.
Oh, it sounds so clear now. Oh, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm. That cell phone quality Game Boy music.
Oh, I was talking about you, because I could only hear you at, like, what's half the volume of this.
Ah, okay. Well, either
I'm
way.
only at 30% though. That's weird. I'm gonna go plug this up so we can charge.
Now listen, there's a lot of lore when it comes to these games. We'll get to Rothor, the Star Droids duo, the war out in space, and all of that tomorrow when we cover Super Adventure Rockman. I've got a lot to cover there and a lot of time to do so. I think we're going to be playing that on the PS3, maybe? If not, on an emulator. I need to double check. That'll be something I have to test later today, so... We won't be doing a test playthrough, I'll just be kind of going in blind, because the game's not too hard if you know what you're doing, and while I don't know what I'm doing, I at least kind of get the premise. And I can kind of sort of understand some Japanese, so it's not like we're not gonna be missing out on anything. So I haven't gone over the wave yet. The wave is kind of its own thing. Stoveman's weakness. Not a great weapon, but it does a great job at deflecting shots. Pretty much all of the weapons in this game are fairly comparable. Not the best weapons. But this game is, honestly, in my opinion, it is an honor and a testament to Minakuchi Engineering, Biox, and all of the Game Boy developers. It really is a send-off to that era of games, where the stories could be a little goofy and dark at times. They could do whatever they wanted. They could do time travel, dimension hopping. They could, you know, the games could be about anything. It could show you pretty much anything, because, you know, it was on the Game Boy. It was smaller. Nobody really cared. So, that's really what this is. It's a nice send-off and a little love letter to Minakuchi Engineering. It's got hard-as-nails stage design, pretty fun bosses, some interesting weapons that they're not always useful. It ties up Biox's time travel shenanigans, as well as any leftovers from the Wily Wars. And I think this game is worth checking out, even if it's not the best Mega Man game, because nothing has to be the best in order for it to be worth at least a look at. And if you're not into playing this one, that's okay. The game definitely feels a little wrong when you first play it. The difference here, though, is I feel like this game's at least a little bit fair when it comes to its challenge. You've got basically infinite continues after a game over. The stages are fairly short, just like in Street Fighter Cross. We're not We're not going overboard with everything in the kitchen sink here, but still good. Still good. Also, if you're good at mashing, you can get out of that little bubble thing rather quickly. I think they colored it green and purple, like a pinkish, in the Make a Good Mega Man level contact. Of course. Excuse Brent, he is just dying in the other room. Our roommates can take care of themselves, generally. In most cases. Felipe says the game is worth it just because of Bullet Man. I mean, that's a fair example. Alright, let's... Ooh, extra life. Can you say Aircon Man is the biggest Mega Man fan? Yeah. Maybe. Good joke. You tried. Alright, Casey, you still there?
Oops, I've been talking with my mic muted this entire time.
Oh my gosh.
Let's laugh at Casey, guys. This is the second time she's done this.
So funny. No, so what were you talking about?
I no remember.
We're going to make another save state here just so we can be sure that we are going to get through this. I'm going to try to use this weapon properly, but it's not going to be likely. Actually, let's try the Vulcan weapon. Ooh, that does quite a bit of damage. Not my first choice. But it is doing a good deal of damage. But Felipe says they judge a Mega Man game based on how funny the Robot Masters are, and this game has some funny ones. It definitely does. Even if
that one doesn't even look like a Robot Master. That just looks like a guy.
Mm-hmm. And now we have Doppel Crash, which is an interesting slide slash move. He's a lot more fun to fight in Magmanual 2. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Most of these fights are a lot more fun in Make a Good Mega Man level 2. And 1, and 3, and 48 Hour, and 0. Pretty much every single time we fight these guys again. They're a lot more fun when fans get a hold of them. So I promised I was going to show off Tango, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And now we're going to go after Clock Men. Proto Man's here.
Not man? Men?
Men.
Interesting.
Proto Man. Who's my lookalike? He is your shadow. He gains power from each robot you beat. What? How can I stop him? Don't worry about his power. Be true to yourself and you'll win. And now we go into Clockmen. This is our first of the Wily stages, and I think our last power that we're going to be getting for this game. Clockmen is a set of twin robots that share a similar CPU pattern. Essentially, if one goes offline, the other goes offline. In most cases. They are built as an upgrade on Time Man and Flash Man. But they are one of the dimensions. They do not come from this timeline, so we're gonna have to get rid of them. Oh boy, we've got some interesting developments going on in the chat. We've got these interesting enemies that can only be hit when they are on the flat plane facing Mega Man, not actually facing the screen. They're kind of fun. I'm sure my controller is picking up on the mic.
I can hear it.
I mean, that's what you get. I'm playing... See, that's the thing. I hate using the GameCube controller. Picks up on the mic. Button layout's a little funky. Not great for platformers. The D-pad's tiny. It fails in every respect that I need a controller for. And yet, I'm stuck using it for today, because it's the only one that I could get to function properly with my time constraint. God dang it. Alright, once we get back there, I'll go ahead and use a save state. Oh, dang it, and now I've got something in my eye. Hey, Ace, would you mind talking for a bit, bringing up some topics? Because I am.
I don't have any to talk about.
Neither do I, and we're
running out of steam.
Or no, I'm not running out of steam, but I am definitely ready for anything that's not a platformer right now. I suppose I could talk about the fact that every time anybody talks about this game, they're always like, it's the end of the timeline, Mega Man dies.
Wait, what?
Even though this Rockman Shadow is from a completely different timeline. Due to the fissure of the time skimmer. So, no, it's not. But every time that this game ever got brought up in discussion, generally people made up stuff. Unlimited's not canon, Felipe. And Mega Man doesn't die at the end of Unlimited. If you've played it all the way through, you'd know.
No, Sylveon, Mega Man does not die in GB1.
No, that
would make no sense.
Once again, that is from the destroyed timeline where Rockman Shadow is from. Quint is a rebuilt Mega Man. They kidnapped Mega Man, tried to make a copy of him. That ended up being Quint. This is the real Rockman Shadow. This is the real fight that you were supposed to fight in that game if Wily didn't mess up. Both of them. Old Man Wily and, you know, Wily.
Old Man Wily and Wily.
Oh, I'm not even supposed to hit jump on that. That's the one thing I hate about this game, is that anytime it's ever brought up, I have to explain all of the minutia behind it. All of the science-y timeline stuff, because everybody gets confused. And that's the problem with time travel. Time travel stories just don't work well for quick explanations. I'm gonna go ahead and save state here because I keep cutting it very close with these jumps. Alright, here's the mini-boss for this section. Another one that was brought back for Mega Good Mega Man Level 2. Yeah, X5 and 6 and 7, I'm all gonna have to explain all of that jazz too. Trust me. But with this game, it's even harder to explain, because I have to explain, no, he's not from the main timeline. Let's see. I think... why not? We'll use this weapon. None of the weapons do much more damage than any other, it's just... It's all about projectile and the way it moves, so...
That's a very interesting looking baton.
Yeah, yeah. All of the stuff in this game is all, like, looks interesting, it feels interesting to play. Oh boy.
I have a question.
What's up?
Was there ever a Castlevania game on WonderSwan?
I don't believe there was. I believe Konami put most of their eggs into the Tiger field for that. Especially seeing as they found a recently they found a Tiger version of Symphony of the Night.
Huh.
Which would have been around the exact same time.
Imagine non-robot aliens in Mega Man.
FMians. Duo.
They got you there, Sylveon. No, he's a robot.
Nope.
Oh, no, wait, he was given a robot body. That's right.
Well, no, I'm talking Duo EXE from the Battle Network series.
Oh, Duo EXE.
He's just called Duo, though, so...
I was legit confused.
I know these games like the back of my hand. What can I say?
Sylveon said, okay, fair, I got nothing.
Save state here. Alright, what does it want me to do there? What?
Whoa, it's slide.
There is a small arrow on the floor. It is still down and jump to slide, even though up and... Alright. Not following suit with Mega Man 5's logic that they tested. Cool, cool. We've just got... I don't remember the last half of this game very well. This is... falling apart rapidly. Almost as rapidly as Street Fighter Cross Mega Man did.
Dang.
Oh boy,
Gravity Man called. He wants his... Wait, what?
He wants his gimmick back.
Oh, Groovity... he wants his gimmick back. It's not what they typed in chat. They said Groovity Man wants his schmoove back. Or smooth back. I don't know. Yeah, schmoove.
Oh cool, I can't open that. That's great.
This game has a lot of, you can't do that yet.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's kind of annoying me.
And then not a whole lot of reasons to go back and do those things. It's like, here's an extra life.
Oh, but you can't grab it.
You're right, because it
Just
fell
like
in the
that
pit.
one.
That was not planned or timed, I promise you.
This was not pre-recorded.
See? Not pre-recorded.
Not pre-recorded.
Definitely not.
So you have to fight 2 robot masters?
And
oh,
they
they share the same health bar.
Yep.
I just thought of something pretty wacky.
What's that?
So you know how there's modifications for the for SNES emulators and 64 emulators that use your mouse as the mouse for the system?
Yeah.
What if I boot up Mario Paint or Mario Artist Studio, but use my drawing tablet instead?
It could be interesting. Alright, there's that.
Sorry, I'm trying to start conversation.
Oh, no, you're fine. It's just this boss is a little annoying.
They're dingy.
A little bit dingy.
More like ding dong TikTok.
Ding dong, dingity dong, time switch done. It stops time for a few seconds.
Oh, Flash Stopper.
Yep. Oh, except you can't shoot. So it's worse than Flash Stopper.
Ooh. It's useless.
I love that extra lives cost 200 bolts.
What? There's no E-tanks in this game. They should cost at least as much as E-tanks would.
Yeah, like a 30? Here's Compass, man. Please just let me through.
Oh, that type of compass.
I need to talk to Mega Man Shadow. It's not an option. Mega Man Shadow's first lieutenant, Compass Man. His new base is just up ahead, but you won't make it that far. This ends here. Yeah, no, he's based on both a drawing compass as well as an actual compass. So, he's based on both kinds of compasses. So everything a cartographer would need if they were making a map. You can only imagine how helpful he is in navigating Mega Man through levels.
Wait, hold on, Sylveon. How was Time Man a JoJo reference?
I think they just mean the time stop.
No.
Definitely a different sort of game here.
Indeed.
We got a beautiful background, though. I think it's really pretty, at least. Certainly taken some artistic liberties with the trees and the brick walling back there.
It is gorgeous.
The Wonder Swan can do some very impressive things.
Didn't it have a couple of Street Fighter games on it?
No.
No, that's a Neo Geo.
That's the Neo Geo. That had a few
Excuse me.
fighting games. I don't know if the Wonder Swan did. I haven't played that. I haven't really looked at the library in a while, so... There's a good number of games, though. This is gonna be, I think either our final or second to final mini-boss of the game. I guess you could look at them as like fortress bosses. Except spread out throughout an entire game instead of each having its own individual level. Alright. Sylveon says that he summons his stands and stops time. You mean...
He doesn't, because stands don't have... or stands.
What did you say there? You cut out. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, good. I was worried that was gonna be a pit. Thanks, game. Yes, because Star Platinum does a leg sweeping kick. Clearly. Both earbuds are dead. Oh. Okay then. Well, I don't know if there's much to do about that. If anybody has anything new to add about the game, their opinions on this title, that would be fantastic. Especially as we are finishing up this game. This is the second to last stage here, so... Next up, we get the ending. Okay, there we go. I want to get rid of as many enemies as possible, that way then we have less going on the screen and less bullets everywhere. It'll just overall increase our likelihood that we are... you know, we'll make it to the end. I might as well use the save state, because then I have at least an extra try. Oh, you're fine. You could also just come downstairs, you know. That works too, but if your leg is hurting, so I wouldn't bother. I would say just stay where you're at, vibe, chill. Plug your headphones in, and... yeah. Save state. The latter half of this game, while it's treacherous, it's kind of piss easy near the end, so the final stage is actually not going to take us too long. But this is definitely the Mega Man and base game that was meant for Mega Man. See, we were right there at the boss. These stages are way shorter than you think they're going to be. And it's kind of like, ah, finally they're over, but the enemy placement's just not great. Both of these games come from very similar issues. Oh yeah, and they're not really having that many animation frames doesn't help either. We just want to hit the little compass bit on his middle. Because other than that, he's completely invincible. Just like that, Compass Man is down. And instead of getting a weapon like I'd like, that's it. That is all 6 Robot Masters done. These are all 6 of the dimensions. Aw, poor Compass Man. Actually, I really like all of these guys. They are some of my favorite designed bosses in the series. And here we have Rockman Shadow. Please stop, Mega Man Shadow. I shut down your base. It's over. Hardly. We have much to discuss. Do you recall fighting Quint? He is your future self, as am I. From an alternate dimension, because that timeline got severed. Don't be silly. Even in my time, Wily still tries to rule the Earth with robots to save the world. To save my world, I traveled back to erase robots from existence. There's gotta be another way. Dr. Light would never want this. I won't let you destroy my home. I'll protect Roll and the others. He reveals at the end that no, what he was saying was utter BS, and he just wanted to die. That was it. He just knew he had to put enough of a tizzy, get Mega Man upset enough, so that he'd fight. I mean, that really is all there is to it. Yeah, pretty much. Alright. The platforms here are ever lowering, so we kinda gotta be quick. These enemies you don't want to get rid of, because they are your platforms for the next room. This is probably one of the better designed stages in this game. He utters BS, then draws a saber just like Zero did. Well, Zero also isn't, like, a bad character. There's a sprite you won't see often. Zero's not a bad character, neither is Rockman Shadow. I just think the story's a little bit, silly. Yeah, we're not going to be playing through that version of X6. We're going to be playing through a properly translated version of X6, where I will be explaining through the different lore and the way it works, because guess what? X6, 7, and 8 do not complicate things as much as people think they do. In fact, to the point where if I can explain it, yeah, it's probably not that poorly written. If my brain can fill in the gaps, it's probably not as awful as what most people make it out to be. Ends Edition or X6 Tweaks? X6 Tweaks. Same with the X5 patch as well. I'll be playing through the tweaked patch of X5 as well, just so that way then I don't have people going, but there's such a better version. Because I know the way people are. If I don't play the a better version of the game, they're gonna be like, well, why didn't you play that version? And the only answer I'll have to give is, I don't know, didn't feel like it. Like, that's not a good excuse. I should go the extra mile for, you know, the viewers. Oh, joy. You could have put that in much politer terms. I do not care for rudeness in my chat. Please and thank you. Even if you did find Alia annoying, her hints were still rather lovely for a newcomer, especially somebody like me, who used the hints quite liberally because I needed them to get through certain parts of the game. And there's no shame in saying it. Sometimes everybody needs a little help. And right now, I just need to get done with this game, because, oh my god. There you go. Yes, they did. Alia, they did stop the mandatory Alia conversations in X5 tweaks. You can choose to have them on or off. I will have them off for our run through. Some of them are still mandatory, but not all of them. Oh, we're just gonna take the game over. Let's see, did that refill my weapons? It did. Which means that the boss here should go down pretty quickly. This is the final stage, by the way, folks. This is the final stage for the final game today. I don't know if Casey agrees with me, but I think for Powered Up and the DOS games and stuff, I should practice. Oops, I got something else in there again. I am a big fan of this franchise, but I must say I am tired. Well, DOS isn't hard. DOS doesn't have much of a difficulty curve. DOS is just kind of figure out where you're going, and then once you do, you're fine. Well, DOS isn't difficult. The thing is, the only difficult bit is just going to be getting it set up. Luckily, I have like a week to do so. So, like, I'm not too worried about it. It feels like I've done a stream every day this week. It doesn't actually feel like I've done 4, even though I'm only on stream number 3 for this week, just because of how long these have been taking, so... DOS isn't too bad when it comes to that. It's just... when it comes to these more challenging ones, I don't know why. Elaborate, Casey. What doesn't sit right with you? I'm gonna be save stating in this room once I clear out the enemies here. I'm going to, Sylvia. When I say I'm gonna do DOS and the Game Gear game at once, I'm gonna, all in one vid, I'm gonna do DOS and Mega Man for Game Gear all in one go. I'm just not touching them right now because I wanted to get through all the good games. And I'm running out of good games, and soon I'll run out of side games. Actually, the side games I'll run out of faster. Oh god, a floating cube. Whatever shall I do? Yeah, but it's for information on these in case you're curious or don't remember what it is or what it's called. It's to help you with this stuff in the menu. It's for player convenience. He's not actually there. It also helped to save space on the cart, because they didn't need to redraw a whole new pause screen. It could just be very similar to the shop screen. shoot that. Eh, screw it. I'll take the damage for way more health down the line. Well, what do you mean, player inconvenience? It's not inconveniencing me that auto is on the pause screen, Sylveon. You're really confused at what makes a good game. I'm just tired of the jokiness. I'm tired of the, oh, let's make fun of all these games. Like, come on. I try to take this seriously. I try to give people facts for this stuff. And I can't always do that. I can't always bring the best fucking gameplay all the time. That's why I don't stream. This is why I like to bring my streams down to 4 a week. Instead of 3 a week instead of 4. Because I can keep my head chill that way. But I can't. I just can't. I mean, I've been trying to stick up for this game for God knows how long. Ever since I heard about it, I actually really wanted this game to be really good, and I've played it, I think, 6 or 7 times since that day, and honestly, every time I play it, I walk away with the same conclusion that it needed to be better, and it should have been more, and there's good ideas here, but they're all muddled, and in a Street Fighter, it just boils that point down even more. Because between the two games, they're about the consistency of one full Mega Man game, but neither has what it takes. They've got the license, they've got the ability to do what they want, and it's just not taking it in the right directions. I just really want this game to be good. And every time I play it, it's always got the parts that make a good Mega Man game, but never all of it. And it hurts to say that, because I really like this game. For some weird reason. The sprite style, the art style, the story, it's just... But it's just not good. And I can't pretend that it's good. It's not bad, but it's not good, and I can't pretend that it's good. Because every time I pretend that it's good, I let myself down. I was like, oh yeah, there's 2 good games today, and no, both of them are kind of bad, and I feel bad, because I'm the only one that stands up for any of these games. I think this is a fitting screen to end on. Tomorrow's Super Adventure Rockman. That's a better game. I don't have to think about it as much. I'll give the boss one more go. I don't see this going well. You know what? I'm gonna activate Tango. There aren't really any cheat codes for the Wonder Swan. So, in terms of what I can show, this is it. come on, how did I do so well last time? I believe his weakness is the Buster. So that's why I have Tango out, because... Tango's really good at keeping guys off me. Okay. Come on. Hitbox is really tiny. Load state. Okay. I've got something. Probably rabies or something like that. Who knows? What? Doppel crash and Doppler attack? I'm assuming it's just Doppel crash. Oh yeah, that did quite a bit. There we go, game's over. I at least beat one. Thank you for your help, for your tip. That one didn't need to be deleted. In fact, that was the one that helped me beat the boss. There we go. This is over. Me too, Rock. Me too. I feel so empty. He was the one who took over his world. After Quint's defeat, he was abandoned, so he upgraded himself. So he came here. Oh boy. Base just looks disappointed. Game's over. As you can see, none of the usual Capcom team worked on this. It's not a bad game, but it's not a good game, and this was where the series ended, on a storyline cliffhanger for the very long time, and due to some very poor mistranslations, many believed that this was the end of Mega Man. But no. But it is certainly a good send-off to Minakuchi. Just as hard as those old games, just as tough. But I'm glad it's over. Generally, I do another playthrough. I think I've seen enough of this game, though, to last me a lifetime. My final verdicts. Both these games need to be preserved. Both these games need to be played. Both these games are not great, and they both suffer from the same general problems that the original Mega Man and Bass did. Join me tomorrow for Super Adventure Rockman. That's gonna be some lighthearted fun. I know it's gonna be fun because I've played that one recently. I picked that one up from time to time, none like this. Thanks for watching. Sorry for getting fussy and frustrated, but I mean, like, it's bound to happen. You can follow me on Twitter at GavinDragonYT, or the PayPal, and you can donate to the PayPal link on your screen or in the description below. We've got a Discord down there, as well as a Telegram art dump where I dump all my artwork. You can see today's thumbnail without any of the cumbersome text on it there, as well as on the Discord. There'll be stuff to click on afterwards. I've been your humble host. I've been your frustrated humble host, and I think that's it for me. Good night, everybody.